Not a very good picture, eh? Not a very good picture. Let's see if we can change the board in the background over here. I'm gonna switch this. No, I don't like that one. Let me see. Can I change that? I'm just practicing to see how I can. Let me flip the camera. We can allow comments, support nonprofit, and then when it comes for guests. Oh yeah, this one's better. No, switch to this one. Let me see this one. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Go pin your goals so viewers can see. Pin my goals. Encourage viewers to help area space. If you can breathe, you are a professional human. Actually, I don't even like that phrase anymore, you know, right? I don't like that phrase of human. The word apparently means beast, but within the word, right, the configuration of the word, you are born into the system, the IT system of the sun. So if that connects to a computer, and if it has anything to do with computers, then, well, I mean, there's no use to speak right now, right? Because nobody's here. So we'll see where I am in rewriting, writing and rewriting. Writing and rewriting. I only have one extra book, eh? So I'm going to write one, and I'm not the first one who've done many of these things. It's just the comparisons that I do. I should just be pointing my camera down. Hello, Cynthia, how you doing? Let's see who else is here, who's here. Okay, it's funny because it says only one person is here, right? So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to scale out. What I mean is I'm going to show you the position of numbers in their own house. So I can write it down. I can also turn the camera around, and hopefully you'll be able to see it, right, over the background over here, right? Let me see if I can flip the camera around. You can see as I'm writing. Let me see this. Wow, I got to flip that camera. Okay, so I can't see that page, right? So I can't see the page with that background. So that's not good. So do you want to know what this is over here? Can you see what's on the front page over here? Cynthia, we got 70 likes. We're going to have to get, I bet you I get to 101 easy. You know why? Because I'm clicking away. If there's someone I love the most in this world, it's me. You know what I like about it is everything I do wrong, I know most of it. And some of the stuff that I don't notice, if others want to tell me, I'll accept it. Okay, I'll be rational and logical about whether I think their opinion, okay, is correct or incorrect, but I can only base it on my evaluation. And apparently my evaluation is not the greatest of evaluations. And, you know, when I got out of school, I'm really serious in a way, is how come my camera's the wrong way? So I got out of school with half the grades at 110%. We live in the half-life right here. Awake and asleep. The light is on, the light is off. So we live in the half-life. That's just one of the expressions. So for the half-life, does that mean we're 50%? Or the life we are is 100% of ourselves and the half-life that we are. So what makes up this half-life? I have the one speaker. I have two receivers. Is Earth the only planet according to games? Let me tell you what I do first. I go out and I seek what the utopia world, and what I have done is I try to relate, or I do relate, things I have seen in my lifetime that are relative to one. Is this a single dot? Besides the single dot being in the center of this cube. Is it a 1 cube? Is it a 2 cube? Is it a 3 cube? Can you tell if it's a 1 cube, 2 cube, or 3 cube? If this was Rubik's Cube, there would be 27 of these. If this was Rubik's Cube, there would be 27 of these. Give me a second. You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Because you're extremely annoying and it bothers me. Go ahead, go out, go out. I know you do that on purpose. I know you do it on purpose. I know you both do. I know you both do. I must learn to meditate. I know you do it on purpose. I just know. You want to deplete my energy because I'm in your house. I'm in the doghouse, you know. I'm truthfully in the doghouse. So I search out. Okay, for all the gems, and I study everything to see if there's more in the situation. That's all I do. I search out to see what is more in the situation. And I look at the alphabet. I know apparently that there are letters, so I'll put a letter. I know that there are 26. I know they're going to give, or they have given, okay? Remember, this is also partaking on, I'm not 40 years old and out of school with a high school or a diploma, right? I'm not looking into big business. Right now, I'm just, what I do is all I want to know is the plain and simple for every single person before you get a diploma of any kind, right? Other than always being past nursery and elementary school, right? We have to understand what the nursery is, what the basis of the nursery is, what the basis of the kindergarten is, what the basis of the elementary is, what the basis of the high school, what the understanding for junior high, what it is to go to college, what it is to go to university, what it is to go to trade school. All these elements are elements I need to know in order for me to understand how to understand a letter itself with dots and dashes. So every single letter is now going to have a position. There's 26 of them. I'm going to give 1 through 26. I know there's going to be 9 letters. Okay, with a single digit. There's going to be 17 letters. Is it 17? Yes. With a double digit. My Bible is everything in front of me. All of you who share with me the game. If one says to me, Monopoly, then I shall know I can put all the understandings of the game into its classification. What I could and what I can't do. And does it have any other relationship? I know Monopoly, hockey, baseball. Baseball is almost like soccer, but not like soccer. It has 9 innings, but there's an offense and a defense, right? So the defense and the offense, so they like split it up, 4.5 innings and 4.5 innings. But they all, the defense is on the field and the offense is sitting in the dugout when nobody moves, right? The way it compares to soccer is soccer, you get the 45 minutes, right? You get fouls in both games, right? In soccer, you get a flag. Apparently 3 flags, you're out. All 3 flags, you're out, right? What, did you hit the goalpost? So we have the alphabet. We have 17 double digits, which means 17 times 2 equals to 34. Plus, we have 9 single digits equals to 43. 34, 43, cold and hot, equaling to a total of 77. Pretty funny. 77, which is noted to be what is the word? Power and matter. So this is what I do. It's that simple. It's that simple. I see what's there. And now I have a library of information that when I see the number 1, and if I split 1 in half, I already know if I split it equally in half, I'll have 5 here and 5 here. Well, 0.5, but 5 the same. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So if I have my 1 nose and I split it in half, I got a 0.5. But you know what I have in a 0.5? I have a 1.5 because I got a nostril here and a nostril here. And it's whole within itself. The 0.5 is the half a nose I got. In this world, you come with the same nose on each side, but apparently to connect to the other world, right, you're not connecting up with 2 noses the same way because the outside world is not the same plug as what's in the inside world. So how do we know what the plug is going to be like? I already know by numbers. Between 1 and 4 is 3. Between 4 and 7 is 3. Between 2 and 5 is 3. Between 5 and 8 is 3. Between 3 and 6 is 3. And 6 and 9 is 3. I know when you multiply 1 by 3, it's 3. 3 by 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3. The reason I put things into 3 is because my understanding of this piece of the dictionary, my Bible, one of my Bibles, it's called the cube. Everything I can see within inside this cube, this is my Bible. My Bible is baseball for the 9 innings and the 9 players on the field where 1 is a catcher and 1 is a pitcher. There will be 1 player at every single base with 3 players in the outfield and 1 will be an SS, a shortstop, between second and third base, between 2.5 where Earth is, between second ND and third. Standard. First, second, and third, standard. So when you come home, is it fourth? And have you come to the plate? Is there somebody here that wants to join? Oh, it says invite, if people, I never really invite, I'm a little nervous about that. I've been here 20 years. I did about 12,000 videos. I did about 1,000 lives, and I got butterflies in my stomach. If I see more than 12 people show up, I'm like starting to get nervous, right? But I'm not here really. I shouldn't be coming here for entertainment. That should not be my goal. My goal should not be entertainment, and I should not get nervous. I should fulfill the needs of the question that comes here to ask. Imagine if we're all working for the greater good. I don't even know how to say it. I can see it in my head because I know the end result, right? The end result of all this. Okay, I'm hoping that the end result, or one of the results, okay, that will bring us towards the end result, okay, or a place where we start to fall in like what do you call it? Like a tornado, or what they call an entonnoir, a funnel, a funnel. I want this to be the funnel effect, where it shows, where we can absolutely say with all the theories and the math problems that are absolutely perfect, okay? Even though I make them perfect with a story, how they became this way, the hypothesis, right? And what it's going to do is, if we can prove that these dots were put on here, made by man, but the air you breathe, okay, is that vibration, okay, that constant radiation vibration. What story is that vibration telling you? I know one of the vibrations I know right now is supposed to come from 27 pounds and not from 27.5 pounds. Do you know why? It's funny the way I look at that. Hold on a second. Hold on, I think it might be in the back. Yeah, it is in the back. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, take a look. Take a look right over here. See what it says right over here? Oh, my page is bent, okay? It says 27 pounds, 432, right at the bottom here, right at the bottom, right at the bottom, right here, right here. 432 ounces, 27 pounds at the seventh gate in the house of bait. Under pounds, the pound, LBS, is also the pound for the dog and the cat. It's the K9. The K is 11. That's 911. Right away when you say 911 at the pound. 1 second, the dogs want to come in. Come. Go sleep. Good dog. Very good. Love you. Love you. Yes. Go to sleep. Good boy. Now, what's ironic about that, okay, where did I put the book now? What's ironic about that? How can I flash this in there? Hold on a second. No, they're not letting me show it. I don't know why. Okay, I'll get my body out of the way. 27.5 pounds is 440 ounces. Do you see what they did when they changed our vibration from 432 to 440? We have to understand it on every level, where there's 2 numbers in one world and 3 numbers in the other world. I know there's a difference. I've been working with the difference between Venus and Earth, where Venus, okay, might not be what Mars is, but we're not living in the complete house. We can't. We live in the complete house as a reflection. So therefore, if we're a reflection, we're half of, because we've been created from. Do you understand where I'm coming from? When you take out the protractor, right, you need the area space. So we create, here's the A letter. It has the center over here. You see the A has the center over here? There's the one side. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see if I have this in the back screen before we can get over what's up there. You see that? Mona Lisa. Na. S-A-N-A. N-A. And then it says the limo. Is it Jacera Nacera? Is it 51, 19, and 9, 28, cycle of the moon because of the connecting of the birth? Is it gene synthesis? Is it 5G or 7G because GE is 5G, also a relationship, the same numeric value, male and female, bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah? Over here are the temperatures. Did you know that 0.555, the E-world entry, is the same numeric value as 33 Fahrenheit? Even though 33 Fahrenheit is 1 degree over the freezing mark, that 1 degree over 30, okay, is 33.3%. 30 times 0.333 equals 9.99, which is close enough to a whole. And 9999 is I am. When you write I'm, okay, when you write I am, in Roman numerals, the I is used as 1. When the 1 presents itself before the M, you can either go 12, you can go 13, which is 14. You can also do 9 plus 13 is 22, or you can do Roman numerals where M is 1,000 and I is 1. 1,000 minus 1 is 999. NASA means deceiver, so it doesn't mean receiver, right? Isn't that interesting? How do you spell receiver? Receiver, deceiver. R and D, very important that they go together. I believe that D is just one part of R. One of the reasons is that when you draw the D out and you draw the R out, you can see over here it looks like 70. Well, usually when they draw the R out, they draw it with the square. So this way, but it looks like 70. So where was I next with this? We're only the two of us. It really deceives me when we get down to 2, you know? Let me see if I have anything I can share out there to bring some people in. Otherwise, I do want to stay 0, 0, 0. It's a lot of work, you know, and we need to grow this, and I need to conserve my energy. I really, really do. I really, really do. Let me see what it says for hosts, co-hosts. Because I don't find, you know, it's hard to co-host when nobody takes you seriously, you know? So, like, where am I going to get anybody to co-host? Oh, right. Thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me. You're right. Wow. Wow. The dragon. Yes. The dragon queen. 59 and 62 equals to 101. The dragon queen equals to also 58. I'm just looking at, right? Is that correct? Is the dragon queen correct? Right? So why do they call it a queen? Why would they call it the queen? Why would they call it the queen? I'm just trying to look at the dragon queen. And that dragon queen is the hot fire. So can the dragon be representing one of the signs? And which animal? And oh, I like that. Is that the dragon? Androgynous? Wow, wow. That, like, I mean, right away, is that from Andromeda? So when I see this, I see I see gold. I see DNA. Andro represents the DNA of the gold of the birth to light, which ANDRO. So if we do this AND, so let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. Let me just reverse my camera so you can see what I'm doing at the same time. I have to clear my screen. Let me just take this off over here. And yes, so if we're going to write out androgynous, right? Let's do that. Okay, so for the A, right? We got that for the A. And then we have the R. So what would we do? Would we split the A over here? Right? And then what we're going to do is, I just want to make sure I got this right. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take another one. See, I want to be able to see if I can do that art over here. And then we're going to draw another line over here. I'm going to, let's see, was I doing this right? No, I'm a little off with that. It shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't be that way. I should have probably put this together. Anyways, let me do it a different way. I'm going to do it down here. I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me see. 1, 3. Okay, up to here. Let me see if I got this. 1, 2, 3. Did I get this right? Let me see. Here, 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 here. And then what we're going to do, I think I have to, okay, I'm going to do it this way. First, I'm going to do it this way before I put in the colors, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, and then 1, right? And then what we do over here, we do the same thing. See, I want to try and understand the beginning of this word. I can already see in the word, and over here it's 77. So this is going to tell me power, right? This is going to tell me, look, our sun, 48. This one over here, 25, earth, power in earth. This is 33. This is the birth. This is your 9 birth to your life, your 6 life. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3, 69. That's your 3 times 23. Your 3 parts of creation, 23, 23, 23. BC, BC, BC. And we get that 23 through A, B, C, D. And we have A, B, D. And then we have A, C, D. And then we have A, B, C, A, C, D. We have A, B, C. We have B, C, D. So here we have 9. Here we have 6. Here we have 8. Here we have 7. And here we have 10. So our base creation all begins out of A, B, C, D. It's the wings. You might see 9 numbers here. We're not going to count this. These are tools, okay? These are tools. This, next to any one of these numbers, are going to show you how many area spaces we're using up, just like in binary code. Just like in binary code. So you're following me here? Egg symbolism. Egg symbolism. Let me see what else you wrote here. So yeah, I can see that in here, but what I'm seeing is over here, right? This can also be noted to be an egg. This is or, it means gold in French. This is your DNA. This can be exchanged for ET. When you see DNA and AND, you can also include 7, okay, inside of this. So you have 7 and then you have 33. This is going to equal to 19. This will equal to 25. 5775. Look at that. Isn't that so perfect? 3 by 19 is 57, 5, 7. 3 by 25 is 75 because it's 57, 75. If you look up right now online, right, you can look it up. Say roulette, orphan roulette, because we're from Orpheus, right? That Orpheus, we're the 13th one. We fit right here. Here's a piece of paper, and here's our life. We just put a pen on top of the paper. We had the heavens, right? The heavens had a place for the birth. And then we set it up with a sun. Let me see, we set it up with a sun, the earth, moon, and then we set it up the moons of Mars. So we had our birth, okay, with Luna, the moon, right? And also we had to have our heart, right? Our heart joined both areas. We're just going to keep the eye on top because we're connected. When we're awake, we connect into this moon here. We're in between these 2 moons over here. When we're asleep, okay, when we're asleep, we connect onto these over here, or we end up, let me see, when we're like this, we end up going like this. This is the way it should be. Maybe it's not that way. Maybe it should just be like this. Irregardless to that trained fact, okay, is that our hips end up right at the belly of the lunar moon during the night, and it shifts as it goes on, and as it shifts, we wake up. Now the question is, that remember that today I spoke about the H's today, the pillars, the 4 pillars, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually it's 5 pillars. You're the 5th pillar, but you're sitting over here. There's 1 pillar that this is a division pillar of I. I'll speak after. Let me just finish this design right now. Let me drink some water. So here we're going to do this. Over here. So what we have here, right? You notice this is the way it goes. When you create them as 4s, right? You can draw a straight line in between. But no matter what, you can always draw a straight line in between, whether it's the Earth or whether it's the Mars one. Now with this one here, we're going to draw a line all the way down this way. Now my question is, should there be separation within here? And this section over here is half the area. Where did the protractor go in, okay, to create this? The separation in the alphabet is right over here. 13.5 shows when you measure the center of the alphabet, which is right in between the 2. I'm not going to get into the fact that when you're in life, you have 1 foot on one side, 1 foot on the other. We're split over here. I might need more separation, so I might have to, when I go to design this, when I'm, right, because it always upgrades in design, right? Life is life or Neanderthal, because the ways we decorticate, right, is Neanderthal. We just take for whatever anybody has ever said. So I want to create the same scenario here. Now I'm not sure if I want to put 2 R's under each house like I did over here. You can already see there's 2 hearts in each house. Over here, you see this heart area here, the heart area here. Here, the house gets divided. This tile over here is a 5. This tile here is a 5. This tile here is a 7. The same thing over here. When we tie up this tile over here, I didn't end up doing andJupiter, but the R letter crosses here. The A letter is over here. I need 2 N letters to start from this side to over here and from this side to over here in order to meet, right, where you join at the hip, your birth, in order to meet the two worlds, 9 and 9, okay? Actually, it's 9, 9, and 9, 27, but you don't get to use all of it. You don't get to use all the area space. And you occupy 18 and 9 for 27. 18 and 9. When it's 18 divided by 3, it can be 2 times 9, 18, or 3 times 6, 18. 6, 6, 6. 6 times 6 times 6 is 21, 6. Let's say 0.0. That'll be a day and a half. And it's going to connect you to the diameter of the moon, 21.6. 6 plus 6 plus 6, 18, plus the diameter of 21.6 is 234, the inverted vibration. So over here we have the A. So now where does the egg go? Where does the O go? Anyways, I have to work on that reality of the O. We can see how the 13 connects. Here's the M connecting with the one solar power of Mars to the other solar power of Mars, connected to the lunar solar. And remember, we might be this way, right? It might be this way, the whole design. The ace that we see upward, it might be upside down. We don't know. We don't know, and I have to do this design again. I'm going to have to clean this design up. For those of you who are interested in supporting the channel, right, I go through a lot of equipment. This is all I do. I want to share with everybody, okay, what I believe is very pertinent information for understanding what numbers are, so we can understand what letters are, so we can understand what words are. So anyways, we drew this over here. Where does the 6 go? The 6 is going to go here, and the 6 is going to go here. Route 66 was changed for Interstate 80. Interstate I, because it splits the two sides. Now check this out. So we were talking about 6, right? So here's a 6. 3 and 3, 6. And I turn it over, 4 and 4, 8. Now the mathematics of this is 6 and 9 equals to 15. Okay. I, F, O. I, F, O. 9 is I. This is F. This one is O. It starts with C. Coif is almost like a manicure. This one over here is going to equal to 16 and 8. This is 1.5 times. This is 2 times. 1.5 times 6, 2 times 8. 9 is the birth, born into the heavens. Now this one over here is going to be 24. So they're the opposite side, right? But the math is perfect. How so is the math perfect? 1 and 5 equals to 6. 2 and 4 equals to 6. They both end up equaling to 6, although one is 6 and the other one is 8. Here are 3 letters that have a 6 evaluation to a single digit. F is the 6th letter. O is the 15th letter. X is the 24th letter. I'm also going to let you know that which side of the house did the letters come from. Did the letters come from here and here, and these letters are not inside the house? Just like the 12 zodiac signs, if we split the alphabet up, right? If we split the alphabet up, the 26 letters, and one of the things about that is that A and B, right? A and B, I sometimes think of taking it out and replacing it all with C. A and B takes place in C before you can begin. So really you only need 24 letters. These are starter letters to create the rest. This is made to come into the game. This is the heart of the game. This is the circumference. This is the heart, right? And the B would be the protractor that creates a circumference. You split it in half to create this C, and you split it in half to create that C. I forget which reason I did it. I think it was because of the 45-degree obligation, right? When you split something here, you split something here, and then you have this. And then you do the same thing the other way. Then you can bring two of these together, two faces together, and create a square. I don't want to get into that. I have to design it to see it myself if it works or not. So where were we? Yeah. So over here we did that. And then all of a sudden, look at that. 5 and 3 is 8. Eight and 15 equals to 23. 3 times 5, 3 plus 5, 23. I flip it over. I got 4 and 2 equals to 8 and 6 equals to 14. I flip it over. I got 4 and 2 equals to 14. It's ironic. This one equals to BCE, maybe Bell Canada Enterprises, 2, 3, and 5. 2, 3, and 5. Did I get that right? 2, 3. Oh, yes, 2 and 3 equals to 5, right? I'm not going to use these two right now. Do you know what 5 and 3 are? 3 and 5 are 50% of what is creation. This is to 60 seconds on the clock, right? It becomes half the clock at 30 seconds. And half the clock, or 50% of something, of 60 seconds on the clock will create the 30. So they become the same result of the whole situation or of the 3 houses that they reside in. So this mathematical equation, if you look yourself, 3 times 5 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. We have 6 and 8 here and 6 and 8 here. This is on the upper level. This is BC. This is AD, after the death before the Christ. 9 lives of the cat. This is going to connect the E, so this is going to be connected to part of the star over here because we use the E. The E, okay, when you cross over to create your star, trying to see where we have the, trying to see if I can do it somewhere else. Okay, I'll show it to you over here. When you want to find, if we use this calculator and we use it all at 45 degrees, okay, which we now know that Fox is 45. We didn't do the third one, right? 5 and 1 equals to 6, right? Let's do that over here. 5 and 1 equals to 6, and 6 and 2 equals to 8, and 12 equals to 20. 5 and 1 equals to 6, and 5 equals to 11. So this equation, 1 and 1 is 2, 2. 2 and 3 is 5, 5. 6 is 6. We have 6, 6, 5, 5, 2, 2. 256. Okay, I'm just looking at, I'm trying to see, I'm just trying to see what the anomaly in here is. The 1, the 3, and the 4 are missing. Okay, I'm not going to get into that part right now. Where am I going to go with this next? So we can see our ABCD, right? This is our 10-star connect. Our 10-star connect goes like this. Are you ready? 7 and 3 equals 10. 9 and 1 equals 10. If I have the 19th letter, okay, that letter reduces twice down to a single digit. 19 equals 1 plus 9 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. I reduce twice 9. I and I. 18, the letter R. I reduce 18, the letter R is 18. So we have 1, 9, 2, 8, 7, 3, 4, 6. That's your 10 system. And all your passings for your 10 system is going to go through 5. But the beginning, when you look in the box, your A, B, C, D, these 4 and these 4 equal to 10. And in the upper world, these 4 equal to 30. The upper world is 3 times the lower world. When you put the 2 worlds together, you add the extra day, you create that leap year. Well, I tried to. Yeah, somebody wants to join, so let me see. I'm gonna put you in there. I'm gonna just turn my camera around.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I actually just did it by accident, but I don't mind joining you. I don't.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. I don't mind. I'm gonna explain the. I'm gonna continue on with the just that. So you're not interrupting anything. I'm on a different beat this evening. Just let me get a little bit of water. I'm on a completely different beat. I'm more interested that people want to ask me a question if you want me to look for something. It helps me out at the same time. Is there any number
Cool.
you'd like to know? Anything about a number? Anything
Well,
about this?
I'd ask you a million questions, but I don't want to get that dramatic and detailed. My question on the bottom was 3 and 5. Oh, is feminine, correct?
You see, things like that I don't know. I do more of the numbers, and I'm hoping that eventually we can get the plumber and the electrician, and the fridge repair guy and the electronic experts, because it's all of us. This is the way I believe this planet was put together. So by me understanding all these connections, right, I can feed them off to all of us that we can bake that cake together.
Yeah.
So I do not know if
I
it's because I believe that three is both masculine and feminine. The feminine part would be the ear part, and the masculine part would be the mouth part and the nose part. I look at it as one between two, right over here, both masculine and feminine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's interesting. You kind of put in symbolism and like archetypes into a picture, and you correlate that with numbers, because I know numbers obviously represent, like in numerology they have their own meaning, but do you actually go into that, is that something that you created on your own?
Everything right now, what we're doing, I created on my own. And I took
Wow,
most
okay.
of it from I took first of all what others do about the zodiac and what different signs are like. I don't know any of that. What I do is that if a big part or a vast majority of the people of this planet believe in something, I'm going to take that element because I'm going to be able to analyze it. So it's already going to be something that's proven. Just as if I pick up these two dice and show you a 4 and a 5, once you agree with me, right, that's half the battle. That we need to see the same thing so we can understand that how I got to this story, right?
I
So
see.
how can I say it? The instruction book, right, and the rules and regulation have already been deemed the way the world works. A dollar is a dollar. It's not. It's 100 pennies. It's 99 plus one. $2 is going to be the same thing. It's going to be 90. It's going to be 99 plus one. 99 plus one. To do it that way. I don't want to do it with $1 itself. I can also go 4 quarters. And the reason for that is the minute we pass the utilization of two area spaces, I now have created a third world, right? I've now created separation. What
Right.
goes along with that is if you can look at the keyboard, you'll see number 3 has a pound key on it showing 9 spaces. You'll see number 4 is the dollar sign. So Mars is the fourth planet, Earth is the third planet. So when I use number 3, I look at this cube and I know there's 3 opposite sides. That would be Earth. 3 opposite 3 sides. I'm going to use that as Earth. Mars, okay, is going to be the ring around the Earth. 1, 2, 3, 4 walls. The fourth planet, 4 walls. Earth is going to be, just trying to see which way I'm going to be doing this. One between two. Earth would be part of the pole and Mars would be the ring. So you put Mars onto the finger, onto this fourth finger. You call it marriage. This is not only the fourth finger, it's also the ninth finger. from this hand. But if I used one of my feet, this finger, sorry, it's also going to be 2, 7, 4, and 9. Now, if I use the foot, it'd be 12, 17, and 19 added to that. Now, if I use both my feet, you follow what I'm saying? Every finger is going to get different numbers. The only one that gets different, that's different from all of them, are these over here. These are the only two fingers that are different. This is number 3. This is also number 8. It's also number 13. It's also number 18. Nothing else. 13
Okay.
and 8, that's going to be M and R, like in Mr.
Sorry.
Why? It's the third finger, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I use one of my feet, it'll be 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. Doesn't matter which way I go, I'm going to get the same result, unlike this finger and this finger and this finger and this finger. They're not the same. So I get a different result, so it tells me a different story. Now, if I want to talk about hockey, hockey has 3 periods and of 20-minute movement. So if I was to be working through a 2-hour period, I'd have 3 different periods, right, per hour. If I was working at 15-minute periods, like in football, that they work with 15 minutes, I would have 4 times 15 minutes for each hour. This is what happens. The zodiac signs, they run 2 hours per zodiac sign for the 24-hour day. So if it was running by 15 minutes, it would tell me one story. If it's running by 20 minutes, it's telling me another story. Not only that, 20, once you pass, when I was speaking before about crossing over the 5, when I go from here to here and create 10, this one is unaccounted for, but it's still used up. The energy of 5 is still used up. When I go from 9 over to 1, the energy of 5 is still used up. Just give me a second for a second. Just hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, doing a live, so leave me a message for now. Thanks. Yeah, so where am I? So yeah, so every time I cross through the 5 area, creating my 10, the 5 gets moved to the back. So when I create 4 times or 4 crossings, 4 times 5 is 20. That will be the letter T. If I only go 3 times, that'll be 15, right? So if I'm going to go 4 times, I'm going to use this star. If I'm going to go 3 times, I'm going to use this movement. Did you follow?
Right.
Did you follow with that?
I'm kind of vaguely following. You're just so fast and
Yeah, I know. I mean, if you can just put your hand up and stop me, I'm going to try and show you a design. Even, you know what? You know anything about the zodiac signs?
I'm aware of it. Yeah, I know the Eastern and the Western as far as not like by heart, but I know like the signs. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a 36-year separation of the Chinese zodiac signs. There's a 36-year separation of coming back to your true zodiac sign. But nobody knows about this. Nobody talks about it. These are things I can show people. This is the reason why they're only working at 65% efficiency, because they don't know the skeleton. They don't know how things came to be where they are. They don't understand that the zodiac signs, although they move individually, they move almost like the drones. They each one has propellers on it, okay, and they move amongst each other. And there's never more than 3 sets, okay, of 4. There's never more than 3 sets, 4 sets of 3 or 3 sets of 4. They're never all together at the same time. And this is hard to exactly explain. More or less, I'll explain it this way. When you're asleep, there will be certain zodiac signs in your area. When you're awake, other zodiac signs will be in your area. Some move out that are not needed during your dream state, during your sleep. The others move in for the reason of this design here. Well, this is one of them, but I don't want to do that one or that one. When you go to sleep, you go to sleep on the horizontal plane. This is 180. You lie down, you pick up 2 moons. There's 2 moons of Mars. Earth works with Mars all the time. Mars has 2 moons, call them the wolf moons. The reason I call them the wolf moons is because we run on a cycle of 28. The lamb is number 28. The lamb is number 28. Man is number 28. Cycle of the moon is 28. And the wolf is 56, which is 2 times 28. It also has reverse for flow, and the wolf chased the pigs, and the movement of our time over here, the movement of our time is all by threes. The pig has 18, most pigs on average will have 18. They can have 21 little titties that make up for the cube. At the same time, their pregnancy is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. And it's been proven that their heart electronically works like our heart. And that's why they've been trying to replace it. But nobody really ever speaks about it. The movement up here is all by threes. Everything is by 3. There's 4 different movements on this clock. But anyways, I just want to bring this back in. So when you get to REM sleep at 90 minutes, that would be about the length, the time on a soccer field, right? An hour and a half before you get to REM sleep. Why do they call it REM sleep? Because you're living between the E worlds. The M is you're connecting the worlds between 2, your life, between the 4 worlds, the 5 world, V, and the 6 world, 1V1, the letter M, 4, 5, and 6. We live in between. It's a divided sun right over here, or divided moon. And then there's a moon on this side and a moon on this side. There's 3 of them, plus the sun. One of the moons is right here. One of them becomes us. We become the orphan child. According to my work up to now, yeah, but before I get to that, I wanted to explain to you that 10 system, right? See this star over here?
Yeah.
Okay, here has 4 passings. This one, I'm only going to use 3 of them. I'm going to use these 3.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm going to use this one. This one and this one are not the same.
Yeah.
This one and this one are not the same. This one and this one are not the same.
Okay.
This one and this one are not the same. This one and this one are not the same. This one and this one are not the same. So by removing 1 stick from this one, I can make 4 different ones.
I see. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So what does that resemble then?
Well, right now I'm still building on it. It resembles this. When I have a full crossing, right? The full crossing is going to represent many things that I can think out of, and other things I haven't thought of. When you have an octagon, and because it will create the octagon 8, we know on 2 dice cubes, the 8 is going to refer to the 6. And there's 3 different 6s. There's the 1, 5, 6, right? There's the 6, 2, 8. There's the 3, 3, 6. There's the 4, 4, 8. There's the 6, 2, 8. There's the 5, 1, 6. So right away, the octagon is going to talk about that. The 6 and 8 is that dividing gate of communication. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 will equal 6 and 8, meaning that if the 7th gate is a division, 6 and 1 is part of that 7th gate. This is the game of craps. You play the game of craps and they give you all these odds. Then you have 5 and 2, another one of the divided gate. And what's funny about it, it even says to itself, when you have 5 and 2 on one side, you have 5 and 2 on the other side. When you have 6 and 1 on one side, you have 6 and 1 on the other side. When you have 3 and 4 on one side, you have 3 and 4 on the other side. They call 6 and 8 the dividing gate because 6 and 8 are on each side of the 7. You follow what that says there? How that works?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, but they're on both sides of the gate, but then so are 4 and 3 then, right?
4 and 3, the number 7 go in between 6 and 8. Because there's the lower level and the upper level. The lower level, okay, and the upper level connect. 1, 2, 3, 4 connects to the upper level. The lower level value is 10. The upper level value is 30. Remember, we have the 3 regular years and the leap year?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm looking at it that way. The dice cube has 3 opposite sides only. It doesn't have 4 opposite sides. It has 4, but it has 4 on a ring. And then it
Okay.
has 2 to the pole. 2 to the pole, 4 on the ring. The pole will always equal 7. 6 and 1, 7, or any of the other 7. The ring will always equal 14. 5, 3, 2, 4.
What is the significance of 7 then?
7, I'm going to try and see if I can explain what 7, I only really know in numbers. 7, if you play Monopoly, or even in 13, the heart of 13 is the 7th area. If you count down, you will go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6 and 6 is 12, 7, the 7th area is connecting the 2 sides. Here's the 7th area. I'll be the cap that connects the 2 sides. You plug
Okay.
into me. 6 and 6 plugs into me. And
So,
this will be a total of 13. My birth is what creates that 13th month. Your birth is what creates the 13th month.
so, so it, so, so it represents life, like a quintessential nature.
I can't put a definite terminology because that would go against my grain. I don't have an exact science on what it can mean because there's going to be multiple meanings depending on where you're going to use it. You see, in this game, here's number 7. See this area here in the center? That's the 7th area. In this scenario, this center area will have everything rotating around it. Everything rotates around 7.
Okay, I
Where do
see. I
you
see.
want me to? What's that?
No, I see what you're saying, and that's actually very interesting because I remember reading, looking into like the Chinese elements, and they have like the regular 4 elements, the earth, water, air, fire, and then they have wood and metal, which would be 6, and then they have ether, which is the spirit, which is the 7. So I remember seeing that. So that's interesting that you're there because
So
yeah.
when you're born, you see this? You're going to be born somewhere. Imagine this is you. You come into the world, boom, you're born. This area already existed. The aether already existed. So by you being born, right, the minute you're in birth transit, it's 9, right? Minute you're in birth transit, it's 9. It's 1 and 8, 9, 2 and 7, 9, 4 and 5, 9, 3 and 6, 9. You're coming into creation. And when you come into this house, you connect with the moons of Mars, you come into the IT system, you are now born. You are birth to born. Now you're 2 and 9, 11. You're 3 and 8, 11. You're 6 and 5, 11. To what you are is 7 and 4, 11. Born onto the star of the house of 9, 11. This side and
Whoa.
this side all connected with 2, 5, and 8. When you're awake, okay, when you're awake, you're going to connect 8, 5, and 2. When you're asleep, you connect 4, 5, and 6. The reason for that is because of this. This is asleep. This is awake. If you want to know what numbers they are, just put the calculator in front of it. If you want to know what colors they are, we'll go and get Rubik's Cube and we'll look at that and we'll decipher Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube has 8 corners and a total of 26 cubes. Sorry, there's a total of 27 area spaces. There are 8 corners and there are 18 that run around the 3 hearts. 3 hearts will create a hexagon. It will be 3 hearts, it will be 6, and it will be 12, 18. 18 cubes on the cross. The Hebrews say 18 high for their luck. And the rotator cup that's in the center is the 19th area that connects the two houses together of 9/11 on the 10 star. You cannot go to synagogue or start praying until you have 10. The bar mitzvah is at 13. They follow the moon, and the connection to the moon is 131313 rotation in the leap year, or 133113 for 57, or 311331 for 75. And it's an electric moon, and they know it because all their numbers they run are exactly these numbers I speak. They even know it as deep. Okay, as when we hit the vibration, do you know the vibration of 432?
Yeah, that's a universal constant. Harmonic. It's a division. It's half of the diameter of the sun. It's the diameter of the Earth. I don't know. There's a lot of math involved with that. I know. Yeah.
So 432 is also 1,440 minutes in a day times 3 equals to 4,320, or 432. If you put 4 times 1440, you equal it with 5760, and that would equal to the Hebrew time of 5760, or what is known to our time, the year 2000, they all called full reset. Because every time you come to 4, you start over again. 1, 4, 7, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Then you go 13, 16, 19, right? 1 and 9 is 10. So it's supposed to repeat on every third one, right? It's supposed to go from 1 over to 4, over to 7, over to 10, over to 19, and it flips back over again. 1 is red, 10 is black, 19 is red. That's the way that movement works. The roulette table shows me this. It shows me the way 1 becomes like the Purina checkered flag, where it becomes black, red, black, red, black, red, or red, white, whichever way you want to do, but it switches. And here, if you want to see where 432 fits, right? 1, between 1 and 5, 432. Is that correct?
Um. Yeah, that makes
What
sense.
what goes between 5 and 1?
Yeah, 432. Yeah, that's correct.
Right? So that would be the earth vibration.
Okay. All right.
Between, and look at all of them, there's a lot of them. But anybody
Yeah.
can write this, right?
No.
Well,
Well,
do you
I mean,
know,
yeah.
anybody can write that, right? But I have a reason for writing this.
Exactly. Yeah, I know.
You know what the
And
reason is?
no, what is the reason?
This is the reason right here. Do you know what this is?
The M?
Yeah.
No.
The M is a Roman numeral. It's 1,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
The
I was
D,
in your live earlier. I did follow up with you what you were saying earlier, um and you brought up a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's hard to keep track. I did take some notes though.
yeah, I go slow one piece at a time.
He's talking about, yeah, he's going slow, but for me, I'm out of the loop. Like, I like numerology. I remember I did my name Levon, which is Levon. It's 35465, which equals 5 if you add it all together. So I don't know, but that's what I know.
Okay, so when I started this, I didn't start like that. I had a vision. I didn't take this up. I was taught. I'd go to sleep at night and I'd start sweating and I wake up and I see all kinds of things and I see it in my head. I keep my eyes closed. I go get myself a book. If I'm out of a book, I get a piece of wood and I'm writing it down wherever it is. Once my mind opens up, I started writing it down. I had no idea why, but I was told as I had the vision, just write it down and don't ask any questions. Just go slow. Just don't stop. So I didn't know
Right.
really what was going on myself. I had 3 encounters over the last 15 years, and I'm
I'm
constantly channeling, constantly.
Yeah, I can see you. I can see that. Yeah, you're very deeply involved and have a gift for sure. You've been touched by some divine connection because There are people who take schools and like study this, like let's say, like for instance, like Freemasonry or something like that. They go through that kind of path, but I don't know whether you went there or not. But you seem to have opened some kind of gateway or doorway to that infinite possibility stuff for sure.
Well, it's you know, you mentioned the Freemasonry, right? So you do know that 33 degrees is, I'm going really slow. I'm just doing one piece at a time so you can pick up on it. It's a lot of pieces to a puzzle that one day, that if enough of us can learn and see that in order for all these stories, they make too much sense. Are they really real? Are we really with Mars? You know, is this real or is that real? Well, people are going to have to figure it out. And if it is real, that means Israel is real, right? If that's true, then that means we had to have these quantum computers before anything was here years ago, and we regressed in time. The Hebrews put on the tefillin. The
Yeah,
fifth
I know that.
area here, I have four around and I have one to the front. This is the microprocessor that gets put one here and then over here in my blood pressure. They take my temperature and then they take my blood pressure or my blood and they put one over here.
Okay.
You have
Wait,
what's that?
what do you mean they take yours? What do you
What
mean
I'm
that?
trying to say is this cube, the Hebrews, right? They put on the tefillin. That's called tefillin. It looks like this. It's not a cube. It's a black box,
Right, right.
and they wrap it around their head with two leather straps that going down. If I would read about it, I would know more about the numeric value of it, right? And then they put one on their arm. Well, on the arm over here, they usually take my blood, so I have to understand that scenario. What and this cube. And here they take your temperature. They say it's where your third eye is, or the unicorn area. The unicorn would be the singular moon of Earth. They only use one arm, okay, because we only have one arm in the game. The other arm comes from outside the game. We
Mm-hmm.
only come in here, we're not whole. We're whole as the body, right? We breathe the air. Our heart beats because of the air we breathe. When I'm finished with this, most will understand that when the woman is pregnant, the woman is not completely building that child by herself. She is building that child with the air she breathes. And with that air is the tool that builds the child within inside the woman. On the 29th day of February, okay, that leap year turns April 1st into the 92nd day, which turns September 29th, okay, in the 273rd day, in which within 7 days later, a child is born on October 4th. October 4th is a day of communication, the same way I just mentioned that April 1st is the 92nd day. When it used to be the 91st day, 91 equals to spirit. 91 is when the birth comes under the divided sun. When 1 and 9 come together, that S letter that I spoke about, connecting the 10 star through the connection of this E world over here. 4 connects through 4 through 1. You're 144, what they talk about. Or 4 times 36. Or 3 times what I believe is 48. To equal to, is that what it is? To equal, to understand how do we get to all these numbers? I just wanted to mention something that in the Freemasons, when we get 33 degrees Fahrenheit, it's 0.555 Celsius. 0.555 is exactly what I just showed you before. Is when I run only 3 of the stars, I only pass through the heart 3 times or 3 times or 3 times or 3 times. 3 by 5 is 15. 1 and 5, you will have your vibration through here, your vibration through here, your vibration through here, and your vibration through here. Over here, it's 20. This is where the letter T will show up, and it's 4 times 5. It's going to represent the sun, a passageway, the female organ, and the 7th gate over here on this one over here. This one's going to be the octagon because it has 8 areas. These will all be the hexagon. 4 hexagons for 1 octagon. And if you take a little deep look into the artwork, just give me a second. 1 octagon, 4 hexagons. 4 hexagons, 6 sides each. The cat is number 24. 2 and 4 is 6. Call the cat our communication. Hexagon. The dog is 26. We live in the doghouse, the divided house. When we come into this world and we are born, this covers up. This is when you're coming to birth. This is who you are. When you're born, you will now look like this. This and this are exactly the same. Do you see the similarities? What has happened between the two? Can you tell?
Yes, I see the similarity. I see um what I see is it's kind of like forming a cross. It's basically kind of opening or I can't I'm
Yeah,
not sure,
sometimes
but
it's hard to describe. Well, what you can see is the hexagons or the cubes, what, right, will take up, you see the half area? I say we live in the half life because this one cube here will be half and half on this side, and this one cube here will be half and half on this side. This cube will be half and half on this between above and below. This cube will be half and half above and below. What has happened is we went from 8 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides, right? We moved into how many sides? 14. And all I did was I squeezed these two together. And when I squeeze these two together, this one moves up and this one moves down. And then it turns into this. This is you standing up alive between the two worlds during the day. You take that and you shove it into the other picture that I drew. You take that and you shove it in here. That becomes your life. And when you're sleeping, right? When you're sleeping, you take that and you turn it sideways. The same thing with the zodiac signs. You only get to have, you come in with 6 actual zodiac signs. The rest of them are, you have to have a reflection. You have to have the ones that are already here and the ones that come in with you when you are born. I'm not sure if I explained that properly. That we're constantly moving around. When we're awake, we're under certain zodiac signs, and when we're asleep, we're under different zodiac signs, yet they still all exist. There's day zodiac signs and there's night zodiac signs. Here's the way you are during the day. That's the way you are at night.
so so what is somebody wrote Cynic Senath wrote tesseracts. So
Tesseracts is 2 cubes inside each other.
right, so let's say it's a three-dimensional object like human is. Would the horizontal and the vertical me that is operating throughout day and night, would that represent the fourth dimensional frequency or something?
Oh, you're talking to the wrong person with that kind of question. I don't know how all these frequencies or dimensions work. I just know that 3 dimensions will be reversed 3 dimensions, will be 6, will create a cube. I know that 4 will be the ring that goes around the pole of that cube. You already come into a life. Either you're on the pyramid and you're connecting here, right? The 3 opposite 3, or you're the ring that goes around here. That ring, you know, they say the Freemasonry 33.
Yeah.
Well, this is 33. Every face is like this. When you look at the face of this cube, right? This is the face. 9 areas. This is the face. But all you're seeing right now, right? You're seeing, hold on a second. There it is. And I take it away. What's in the center, what you don't see, is 2, 5, and 8. They're all 9. So when you look at this, right, I'm going to write it down as we go. Right? So anyways, I just wanted to say that the hexagon is going to be related to the cat. The octagon is going to be related to the dog. The cat, octagon, dog is going to be related to the stop sign. The 8 is going to be related to the queen. The queen has all her 8 eyes. She can see everywhere. The queen sees everywhere. The king has 7 eyes. The king of diamonds is missing an eye. The jack only has 6 eyes. It gets its other eyes from the moons of birth through the breath we take. So when we take this, just let me see this. Let me see this, and we're going to go over that 1776 again. I'm going to just show you this 1 second.
Maybe I'll hop down and let you do your free flow, man, because I'm probably slowing you down too.
Oh,
you
you're
know?
not slowing me down because I want to be here just to talk to people. I want to. If I can't teach, if you can't interrupt and say to me, "Well, what do you mean?" Then how do I know somebody's asking a question? You know what I'm saying? You can go down, but I'm just saying that unless there's a Discord, people are just going to just either say to themselves, should I believe this guy? Or, yeah, well, the other guy was asking questions. Okay, so now at least there's a balance. So that's why I decided to do this a little different. I already did that 5-hour video today, and this is the year. Do you know when you're born, after your first year of birth, you are 1 year old. That's the celebration. But that day that you have your first birthday, you start your second year. When we celebrate 2025, it's because it's over. This is not today, is in the year 2026. It's 2025 plus 2 days of January. We're
I
writing
know
it
that.
all wrong. Unless we're
Yeah,
talking to, what's that?
yeah, they say that in Armenian. Like, they say that same thing. Like, I'm 35. They say I'm in my 36th year. That's what they say.
They do the same thing in horse racing. The minute a horse touches it after its first year of birth, but they do this by I think January or something. If a horse is born in October, all right, it's known to be 1 year old, and then a few months later, all of a sudden, the horse becomes. I think it's what is it? The January after. There's a time period that everybody becomes all of a sudden 1 year older at that time period, depending on which part of the year the foal is born. So what I was going to show you next, I'm going to show you this while you're here still. 2 and 7, 5 and 4, 3 and 6, 4 and 5 equals to 9, 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 7, 11, 7, 11, 7, 11, 18, 7, 11, 18, 7, 11, 18 high, 18 high, 18 high, representing the sun. Not only is it the moon, but it's the moon and the sun. So when you look at this cube and you see number 1, the opposite is 6. When you see number 1, the opposite is 6. When you see number 2, the opposite is 5. When you see number 2, the opposite is 5. When you see 4, the opposite is 3. The area space that you do not see, if you see 1, there's 8 more spaces. If you see 6, 3, 3, there's 3 more spaces. If you see 2 areas, 1, 2, there's 7 more numbers. If you see 5 areas, let's go these 3, these 5, there's 4 more numbers. Okay? If you see 3 areas here, there's 6 more numbers. So we're going to drop the calculator and show you that when there's 7, there's 11 empty spaces. When you see 5 and 2, 7, there's 7 and 4 empty spaces. When you see 3 and 4, 7, there's 6 and 5 empty spaces. 11, 11, 11. This cube is 7 dot reverse 11 void. This is a 3321 sun cube. 54 area spaces. Nobody ever talks about that, right?
Okay, so you've detangled, let's say, the number figures that relate. So, and then you combined them like 5 and 2. You said, when there's 5, there's 2 remaining. When there's 2, there's 5 remaining. So
When there's
And you add
5,
those.
there's 4 remaining.
Right.
And when there's 2, there's 7 remaining.
Oh, I see. Well, but when you add those, what does that give you though? What
11.
is it? What does 11 signify?
They say it's, what is it? Well, I don't know the terminologies, what they run by, okay? But 111 is going to be the pull that's going to control the game. 22. It's 11 to the pull and 22 to the ring, right? In my base, 22 controls the H or controls the heaven. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4. That means it's also going to control the division between night and day, which is going to be 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 is 8 and 16. 8 is 1/3 of 24 and 16 is 2/3 of 24. That'll be the 16 hours of the day awake and the 8 hours of the sleep. The day is not 12 and 12. The 12 and 12 is when it's divided equally, right? But we have 2 worlds, and when we come into the world, it gets split up into 3. And even though the day and the night seem to be even with the AM and the PM, it doesn't work that way. It's 8 hours. The zodiac signs, okay, is 8 basic zodiac signs that I understand that run 1.5 times overlapping into another sign equaling to 12. I don't know if I'm explaining that properly. To have 12, it has to overlap. I'm not sure how to explain this. I have to figure out a way to explain this.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you
Oh, no, no, it's
can you,
okay. It's okay.
can you correlate back on how that relates to 11 again? I'm sorry, because I lost it, man. I
Okay.
lost you.
Here, okay. And not only that, there's more than that because here is 1. There's 8 that go around it.
Mm-hmm.
This side over here is 6. There's 3 empty spaces. Here is 8 empty spaces. 8 and 3 is 11. So 3 and 8, although it's 11, it's a 3 and 8 11. It's the
Okay.
it's the 11 of creation because it takes 1 and 2. It takes 1 between 2. In my game, I understand it at one level that 1 goes between 2 and we have creation. Once you go to 4, you have mirrored your creation. Earth's creation mirrored in Mars. The number 4 is going to be apparent in 5 and 6. You ever see this before? You ever play cribbage?
No, I've never.
Well,
No.
this is also 15. It's part of what is the Saturn square. Everything to do with Saturn adds up to 15. Everything that has something to do with Mars, Mars is number 51, but its reduction value to a single digit will be 15, holding on to the 432 vibration. 4, 5, and 6 is the Federation, and it's the Federation of MT. It has to do with Mars. I say MT because the M letter, when you design it, it has a line, a V, and then another line again, creating the M. The V letter, okay, represents in Roman numerals a 5. The 1 letter could be like an I letter, right? The V next to a 1 is 4. The V next to the 1 on the other side is a 6. So you have 4, 5, and 6. It says the Fed. 4, 5, and 6 is also connecting both sides of your hemisphere, your upper and your lower one. You're connecting it right here, 4, 5, and 6. You're connecting the heavens. You remember I said you connect this one? Okay, you're asleep. You connect this one, you're awake. So you connect the heavens between 4, 5, and 6, the Federation. 4 and 5, 9 connect to what is 5 and 6, 11. You end up in the house of Bait. We start with the number 3. You see the number 3? 1 and 2 goes into 3. This is our beginning. So when I say we had 3 and 8, this is going to be our primary beginning of creation, the heavens of creation. That means these 2 moons over here, if I alluded that these were moons, these 2 go into here. We also have the 9 and 2 creation, right? In this 9 and 2 creation, that's 11. There is no other 11 lower than the 9 and the 2. That's where your birth comes into the two moons of Mars, right? The two moons of Mars, you hook up here, you got your microphone here, you got your hearing aids on, you're breathing, and we're going. We got Luna all hooked up. I'm ready to rock and roll. Bring me to this planet. Give me that energy. Slap me in the ASS. I'm ready to go, right? The ASS is the A will be for the split sun, right? The SS is the connecting of your birth to the moons.
Um,
It's a
wow,
star system connect.
it is a little, overwhelming. I'm trying to make sense of it. Well, but okay, with the 11, how did you connect the dice with 11 again? Like physically, not on the, like because you were showing. Is there 11 faces or nine? Is there nine faces on the dice?
There's six faces on the dice, but
So how did you get?
because every face has 9 areas.
What does that mean? What do you mean by every face has nine areas? That's what I'm confused about.
Okay, do you see this over here?
Yes.
It's got 9
Oh,
positions. A
no,
blank
but
cube has 9 positions.
as far as I'm concerned, it has six.
It has 6. Show me how it
Six
has 6.
six corners, right? Six angled sides.
This is 6, but I have a whole empty space over here. If I'm doing construction or if I'm an architect, I take the entire area space in order to understand it. Just alone with the number 3, this one over here, it shows me I have the left side down, I have the center side, and I have the top. So if I have the top here and the bottom here, it means I can get another dot here, another dot here, another dot here. This is showing me, this is just a skeleton of what I can do with it, right?
Let me see. Yeah.
The same thing over here. I got 5 empty spaces.
You do. You got. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. You do. You got. Oh, okay. So you're filling up the faces of the side.
Right.
But what proceeds to give that logic? Like, okay, you're filling up the sides. How does that make sense? I mean, because you were saying you were all relating to the nine, right? So nine numbers on the calculator. So I guess that's what it makes sense to. It goes back to the numerology numbers system. The one.
Well, I don't know if you can look at the numerology system. It's more of logic than anything else. It shows me the left, the middle, and the right. It shows me the above and below. And when I turn it around, right now it shows me I can have one at the bottom. So by me turning this, it shows I can have one at the top, I can have one at the bottom. This center one shows me I can have one in between. That means there's 3, 3, and 3. That's the logic of the area space. What you see and what you don't see. If I'm gonna cut this, if you say, let me see what if I have a black, you have a black marker here, right? So I'm gonna use the number 1, right? So I took the number 1 and I put into 2 corners. Now what I can do actually is I can do this. Number 1 has nothing on the outside of it. So that 0 or that donut can be connecting 8 numbers that surround number 1. When I do it to number 2, it looks like this. There are 3 missing here, there are 3 missing here, and the one that is center. I don't want to touch the one in the center because it's different from what's on the outside. And the evaluation is also different because anything that's over here in this area, see this area right here?
Yeah.
If this was Rubik's Cube, it would get, now I know you're going to get a little lost in this part, but if this was Rubik's Cube, right, it's in between the corners, and in between the corners, all of Rubik's Cube pieces of only 2 colors. Only the corners have 3 colors. And the corner of Rubik's Cube, or the heart area of Rubik's Cube, a corner and an inside area and an inside area. Okay, I shouldn't even be saying this. It'll total 7. A corner is 3, one inside area here with 2 colors, one inside area here with 2 colors, 2 and 2 is 4, and the corner is 3. Each of these corners will look like 7. But that's a little too much. Let's take that one off the script for now.
Oh wow, that
So
I'm yeah, I'm not like I see things from a metaphysical standpoint, and that seems very also very like imagery oriented, so I could totally like understand that. Like it makes sense, um, like logically, I guess you could say.
see that? That's one area of space there. Rubik's Cube, it's ironic that Rubik's Cube as 18, like when I'm going to show you this design right now, what I'm finishing, I'm just going to do this like this. I'm just going to do part of it, right? Is Rubik's Cube. See this area over here? Everything that's
Yeah.
in between is going to have 2 colors on Rubik's Cube. Now, how many blocks, if I took Rubik's Cube apart, all the blocks in this row, all the blocks on this row, on both sides and on the top side, let me do the top side also, is going to have a total of 18 blocks in between. It's just ironic that high is luck is 18 because it's the control of the 8 corners. And if it's control of the 8 corners, do you want me to tell you what the 8 corners are? Mars is a 2 cube. It's 8 blocks. Rubik's Cube heart, the controlling center, will control those 8 corners. So it looks
Wow.
like somebody's controlling the moon and possibly the sun, according to this. And if somebody is, that would be like from thousands of years ago. But forget about that. That's only what's on the top of my mind. I still have to show exactly how all the numbers move. And my Bibles are my books. My books are the same books everybody else can go, and it's what is fair, exactly fair. It's probably the only Bibles with instructions that's fair to everybody that shows up at the game. And what is the game? It could be football. There's rules and regulations, and there's instructions, and there's equipment. It could be baseball. Rules, regulations, equipment, instructions. They have the field of play. It can be soccer or golf or pool or darts, a game of cards, the way we understand the language, the letters in the alphabet, how we add up different numbers in math, and the association of each number, understanding that if you want to look at levels of 1, this is what I was working on before I started. If I want to understand 1, 1 rotates at 10. What does that mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The next one is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. We start over on the 10th one. If I went by 2, I'm going to write it down. Well, I thought I wrote it down, so I'm just going to write it down now. If I counted by 2, I would go 2, 4. That's a mistake. Look how bad that is, eh? Must be tomorrow already. So let me redo this. When we're counting by 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Why I say it runs in 10, because until I get 2 again, right, it took me to my 10th number. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 and 2 is 3. See the way 1 moved into this position? 14, 1 and 4 is 5. 1 and 6
Yeah.
is 7. 1 and 8 is 9. What was that?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. um, connecting it numeral by numbers. But so by doing that, you're escalating to decimal systems, right?
I don't know how that works. I'm serious. This could be decimal, but I like to look at everything without decimals, without parts. You know, like um, I'm just trying to figure. I try to bring everything up to where everything has no decimals. So I try to understand how can I eliminate the decimals, and I create an equation that will be fair to all the numbers, and it will 100% explain itself. I don't have a situation right now. I do have a part of a situation. Let's say I want to get to number 17, right? I'm going to go 3 times 6 is 18 minus 1. Now, my understanding is when I minus 1, what can I be minusing? Well, possibly the only thing I know to minus is to take away a moon. Now, if I want to get to number 17, I can go 3 by 5, right? Equals to 15 plus 2. So now I'm adding 2 moons. Those 2 moons would be Mars. And my equation's always going to be 0, 1, or 2. Those are always going to be my remainders. In order to understand the house, right, I understand the system is A, B, C. A goes into B, creating C. C is a mirror to D. C is a mirror to D. And now we can connect. So I know it's always A, B, C, D. So you can never be missing, working with 3, you can never be missing more than 0, 1, or 2. And it's just ironic, okay, because the 0 class only fits into number 1 and number 2, which creates number 3. And that's in the sequence of where what I do mathematically is I go 1 divided by 3 will be 0.33, 0.33. When I divide this one by 3, it'll be 133. It's no longer 0, so this is in the 1 area. You remember when I told you when there's a remainder? So anything that's going to have a 1, it doesn't matter if there's a remainder with this one, but anything that's going to have a 1 is going to have a relationship to that situation. These two both get zeros. It's only a decimal point with this one here.
I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So, and because 1 and 2 goes into 3 and nothing begins until here, otherwise what you're doing is you're building a system. You need to put this into here before you can get, if you take the shaft, if I take a shaft and I need to put it in here and I put it in here, by this shaft turning, I'm going to ignite this and I'm going to ignite this. If I have a differential over here onto that crossing shaft, right, I'm going to send this information from here, into here, and then into the other side. It's a joint world. That's why they call it 420. 4 times 2, 4 plus 2 is 8 and 6. It's 420. The heavens are 80. The French say it this way. So they're already telling us about how it connects. French is huge. Without the French, I mean, so anyways, where was I with this right now? Yes, okay, I remember. So with the 2, right? You remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You see this here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But now we changed all the positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pretty cool, eh?
Right. Yeah. Okay. I see.
So
But
now what we're going to do is we're going to do number 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 9, 4. When you work with fours, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 4, and 0 is 4. Right over here. Do you want to come on there, Cynthia? I'm going to invite you if you want to pop on. I just pressed it, right? So now when you reduce this to a single digit, 4 and 4, 8 and 8, 1 and 2 is 3, 1 and 6 is 7, 2 plus 0 is 2, right? 2 and 8 is 1. So check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm pretty good at Sudoku, eh?
Yeah, I could say that. Yeah, that's
And if you want to
um,
do five, you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and you would go 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4, 9, 5. So if you'd be doing fives, it'd be 5, 10, 15, right? Remember, your creation was 15. The letter O. If you're going to sing O Canada or O Say Can You See, it's because your vibration is being held in through the connection of the E world. And that's that three stars, that hexagon through Mars, the 666 system of Mars. When they go to NASA T minus counting, they're going to count this one over here. They went into the reflective area, this one here. Have you ever heard of ET before?
you mean like the movie or
No, no, just the combination. Doesn't matter. You've heard of ET, even the movie
yeah,
if you want.
extraterrestrial? Yeah, I know what that is. I know what
Okay,
ET is.
on the seven key is this logo.
What do you I don't get it.
Well, do you remember
What do you
the
mean?
S, the way I said it connects everything? It's that S that connects. You see this line that crosses over here? On your keyboard, if you see the number seven key, this is going to be located with it. Do you know what this says?
No.
It says and.
Right, and yeah, and you know what? I'm familiar with the and symbol, and I've to be really honest, I've actually heard some mysterious thing related with the and symbol. I have no idea what it is and what it means, but I've questioned the and symbol and heard something odd about it.
Okay, if you can remember, let us know.
No, I can't. I don't know at all what it means. No. Um, I, I kind of lost you when you were doing the numerical numbers and digitizing with the separate numbers in that algorithm you just made. You're connecting the dots with one from the other. I lost you there, man. So I kind of lost you in transaction there while you were sorry.
That's okay. So you're just talking what I did with the number two?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first, let me just jump onto this for 2 seconds. The seven, as we spoke, as everything rotates around the seven, as I spoke here, right? This is a
Yeah.
six area, one area, and six area for 13. I'll explain this after. This area over here is what happens is in English, right? In English, on day 6, when man was created, it was land, 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 animal, and man. Well, the word and, can also be translated to DNA, the
Right.
non disclosure agreement we have with ET. This is the same thing, except these two letters are French. This is English. It's going to explain further on. I will tell you, not today, not right now. I don't want to mix you up, but it's going to explain our moon connections, right? Or it's going to explain the feminine and masculine connection to the energy in this. DNA is ET, and it's going to also say 5G TV. I'll
Okay.
show you
Okay.
after. So let me go back to number two, right?
Hmm.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. On the 10th one, I repeated 2. All
I
these
see.
down. What's that?
Okay. No, yeah, I get it. I get it. On the what do you mean on the 10th one? You mean on the 20 or?
Yeah, on the 20, that'll be, look, one area, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas, 7, 8, 9 areas, the 10th area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I see. All right. Yeah, and then
Right.
you just it basically just multiplies. It's just you're doubling the next
Right. I'm just adding 2 to every single one. So in the third house, it's 6. And we're in the third
oh,
house of creation. The mirror of the third house of creation in the house of eight is 8. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is equal to that 6 and 8. We're born into that house. And even the same numeric value is going to be 6 and 8. Then when you reduce it to a single digit, it just takes your ABC 1, 2, 3 and it dispositions it in different positions. The 3, instead of it being in this position here, it's now in the 6th position. Instead of the 1 being in the 1st position, it's now in the 5th position inside this world of 2. Everything just moves around.
Oh, okay.
All the same 9 numbers, different positions, telling different stories. This is
What?
still position number 8, but there is the 7th gate. The E world is now in this is the 8th position where Neptune is, but where Uranus is, the E world is. So there still has to be more understanding, right? You remember I said earlier, the 2 and 9 is your divided house right over here. So it's starting to show me that my house must run on this angle. That's my first 2 and 9. That's I like to call that the IT system, because my first calculation to arrive at 29 is 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 equals to 20, letter T. And I letter and the 9 is the I letter. So I call it the IT system, number 2 and 9, right? That 2 and 9, the birth. And 9 is a number that's not found, that's found everywhere and found nowhere. 9 is a combination of every single face, and it's going to tell different stories about itself. The 1 and 8, 9 will tell a story where the one spirit or the one moon is centered to the heaven. The 6 will tell a story that's opposite of the 1, is your life creation under 3 moons. Your 2, right, is going to have your 2 comes with your 5, 7, and it's going to be telling you about the 7th gate. This is going to tell you about the mirror world, the D, the ring, the 4 sides of the ring. I have to revert everything down to its lower level. If I reduce 7 to its lower level, it goes over here. You have to connect the 10s. So the lower level of 4 will be 6. I'm connecting that 10. You see where it is? It's a little bit complicated because I don't have that down pat, but the base of the system is 10. Even if you add 13, it's because you're showing this end and this end, what's connected on the cross here and what's connected on the cross here. On the cross here is going to connect it here. On the cross here is going to connect here. Okay? On the cross here is going to connect up here, and on the cross here will be connected down here. We live on the cross is always connected if you're awake or you're asleep. That's the way the connection shows up. So anyways, the same thing happens, right? When we run into number 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, right? 28, 32, 36. 1 and 2 is 3. 1 and 6 is 7. 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 and 4 is 6. 2 and 8 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 3 and 2 is 5. 3 and 6 is 9. And we repeat on the 10th one.
I see now. I see it. Okay, I'm surprised, dude. I don't know. I'm just baffled at how that makes totally easy sense when you're bringing it down to 1 digits. You're doing that. There's what you were doing the whole time, and for whatever reason, I thought somehow I was confused and lost in the middle of it, and thought it must be random or something. Cause
No, there's no rand. I mean, have you ever heard of Saturn Square?
yeah, I have.
Okay,
That's
now
the
go ahead.
there's like well, the when you're saying Saturn square and the ring of Saturn, it has to do with like the Saturn cults and the Saturnalia and stuff.
Yeah, well, what Saturn Square does is Saturn. What it does is Saturn Square. These numbers here, okay, are realigned to Saturn Square. Meaning, you see 1 and 3 here.
Yeah.
That's number 4. That usually goes in this position. This number 7 goes in this position. This number over here is supposed to go. Hold on, I'm just trying to remember. This number, oh yes, this number here should be in this position. Saturn square moves everything around. Just want to see if I did that properly. That's supposed to be, no, hold on a second. I think I got a mistake. 1 second. 9 over 1 is, yeah, I do have a mistake. I don't know how I did that. 1 second. Oh, okay, because this one is not Saturn square. Hold on. That's where my mistake is. Yes, right. This one's Saturn square. Sorry. See the 13 that's here? It's over
Yeah.
here. 5 and 8 is 13. See the 7 over here? It's in this position here. If you hold up the calculator, I'm hoping that I don't make it too complicated, right? The calculator it's not the calculator. I should be running by the telephone because the telephone takes it another way. But when you look at this, the first position is here. The second position, the third position, the fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, 9. What I did here is 5 and 8 is 13. 6 and 2 is 8. 6 and 6 is 12.
Yeah.
7 plus, you follow that, right?
Yes, I'm following that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did I get these numbers? I'm going to explain it to you. In order to create a mirror, I need to count 4 levels of the same number, which means the first level of 1 is 1, the second level of 1, and in order to get to the next 1, you have to climb 9. So I go 1 plus 10 plus 19 plus 28. Can you calculate that? I'm going to let the dog out.
1 plus 10, 11 plus 19. 11 plus 19 is 30. Plus 28. Wait, 30 plus 28. That's 58. Yeah, that's 58.
58. Now can we do number 2?
2 times 11?
No. I'm just gonna be just waiting for the dog to come in. No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2. The next level you have to move up. Every time you want to go up a level in the same house, you have to add 9. So 2 plus 9 is 11. So add 11, 2 and 11. So I think you were right. The next one, 11 and 9 is 20. So add 20 and then add 29. And remember that 29 in the second house, because that's when the babies start to come. That's when everything starts to change within the moon and the reception. 2, 11, 20, and 29 should add up to 62. Is that correct?
Times 20. I got lost, man. I'm sorry.
Here, I'll do it with you. Don't be sorry. 2, listen, I started 20 years ago. I had no idea that this was going to come to the day that it would have any meaning. I was extremely sick. I had too much information. I had many visions. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw my apartment, right? You've seen my apartment or no?
No, today is the first time I'm finding you.
Okay, let me show you a quick thing on. I just couldn't stop, and I had enough visions. I'm a truck driver and I'm a farmer, right? All my life, I wanted to know how in the world does everybody have this connection with God? I figured it out. We're breathing it in. We're directly connected through every breath we take, and the speed of light brings it right up to Central Station. This is my apartment.
Yeah, wow, that is impressive. I've never seen that before. I mean, it's reminiscent of tagging. Not necessarily. I don't mean to like put any damper on it. I mean like with color orientation and stuff. Except it's. I mean, you went into a whole different graphic detail. I mean, you got it's. I don't know what to say about that. That's wild, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I really learned, they taught me at the beginning, they told me it was all about the skeleton. The skeleton and the skull bones, and that everything we know today is only pieces and parts, or it's something that's whole that has to be taken apart, like when you get a puzzle in a box or you get a game in a box. They give you all the pieces, they give you instructions, and all these instructions are how to put everything together again, or just like the Star of Eight, right? Just like the Star of Eight. So it taught me all of these things over the last 20 years, right? And just logical sense, I added on. I mean, obviously it was all my work, but without them letting me in, or without my desire to want to understand how in the world can these people, how many people are in this planet that are just listening to this book? Don't they know that in the 1900s, what I understood is that 10% of the people in the 1900s can read and write. So if I go back 2,000 years, how many people can read and write? What, because they were studying the Torah or the Quran or something, or the Buddhism, that they can all read and write now? All of a sudden we came from 10% of the world capable to 100% of the people capable to read and write. So there's not enough logic, you know. And even when they spoke about, you ever hear about the Pharaoh and Egypt and the Moses and stuff? You ever hear that?
Oh no, yeah, of course. I prize myself on biblical knowledge.
So you do know that when you spell the word farm, it's FARM,
That yes, that's
right?
correct.
So we can also look at pharmacy. So if I had farm and I work on a farm, I'm going to learn to farrow the land.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
What?
I have a question. So, I've heard that the number 44 represents the mother or divine mother. How can you identify that or confirm that?
Well, I can't confirm that, but I can tell you a story about 44. What 44 does, it will create mathematically. First of all, eight, now it might be because Pluto, okay, Pluto, right? The ninth, what they call is the name Pluto. The number to Pluto is 84. And it takes three moons, okay, 3 times 28, which is your base, okay, to equal to 84. Um, what do I need? So with that 84, 4 and 8, 4 times 8, 4 plus 8 is going to equal to 32 and 12 equaling to 44. So Pluto is 9, is going to represent the 9. It's going to represent the birth in Pluto. The tower of the pyramid of Giza is 5184, which is representing, okay, Mars and Pluto, representing the division in the sun, meaning it's under the chuppah, it's under the portal of the sun, right?
Okay.
The reason for that is because 1, 3, and 5 are the letters 1A, 3C, and 5E.
Right.
So when I look at the 1 at the A, I see what the A can do in my design.
However, I'm as far as I'm aware, the numerical system isn't necessarily correlated by chronological order with the alphabet. Is that because I know that numerology works with numbers that aren't necessarily, chronological, right?
Hold on a second. I'm letting in the dog. I need you to explain what you mean chronological. Come on. I'm going to have to try and understand that because all the numbers shift. Like when I talk about number 1, right? See this number 1? When I talk to you, I always tell you at point here. So this number 1, it might be in an order talking about area space, but when it comes into the game, its position is in the 5 position. You remember that 5 and 1, that 2, 3, 4 vibration? But at the same time as the 1 and 5 are in that position, or AE, also noted where our vibration holds in, 51 Mars, right? We also have to know the lower side is between 1 and 5. The upper side is between 5 and 9. The capstone to what is our vibration, 4, 3, 2, to what is our star connect of 6, 7, and 8. Do you follow me? I'm going to design that out.
I'm steadily following you.
Listen, it's not easy. I just right now, you know, the way Neo Anderson was missing those bullets. Do you remember?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
ever see The Matrix?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, well, I understand the whole concept, how this works. And no matter what you say to me, I have an answer
Okay.
because it's all
Well,
mathematical. I only have a mathematical answer, and the math will bring the logic. The logic will make people believe the story that it tells. It'll only be the story in the game. And you'll say, wow, what a game this is. Look, just like the deck of cards that we play. Look, just like planet Earth. Look, just like Mars. And they'll keep saying, look, oh my God, it's absolutely flows right in to everything that exists. It's utopia. It's absolutely utopia, the numbers. Math makes it understandable to say that, whoa, all these objects that are before me are thousands of years old. And I know, tell me I'm nuts. I want to know from others. I should take a survey. I want to know how many people have read somewhere that they're 100% sure there was a computer here 500 years ago, faster than the ones we have today, that we can convey to every single English person, and where they made English, okay, the international language of the world, okay, how is that possible when all we started is in Egypt, okay, with the Hebrews, right, and the Egypt, right? Check this out, Egypt 57772, the heart. Egypt is
how
the
did
heart. What's that?
how did you get 5772? Where did that number those numbers come from?
Okay, in a short digit count, which is a Pythagorean count, counting like on sticks, meaning bringing everything down to a single digit. Letter E is the fifth letter. The G is the seventh letter. The Y is the 25th letter. 2 and 5 is 7.
I see.
The P is the 16th letter. 1 and 6 is 7.
Is that how numerology works? Because that was my question. Is are because I thought that numbers aren't chronological in numerology. Like the B could be like a six for all we know.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, not really the B, but I will show you. I don't know what anybody else does because I was taught this without. I never read a book. I've never read in my life anything. I only started looking at items and picking up and understanding to decipher what I was learning myself. But I've never read a book to learn this. I was taught this basically day after day, one item and one item and one item until, just like the lint, in your dryer that comes out and it looks like somebody made something out of it. That's how it came to me. So in Chaldean, the numbers go 1 through 8. In Gematria, the numbers go 1 through 7. Now, the thing is, which is really cool, is the ABCs don't follow the same pattern. So the ABC is no longer chronically in order in Gematria, nor is it in order in Chaldean, nor is it in order in Hebrew. It changes. And it's so, thank you. So I'm so grateful for all these changes because it is the understanding of the difference which tells me the difference of the science so I can balance it. I need to have a balance to see where everything lies, tells me juggling the stories. Even in basketball, it's 12 minutes, right? So what is it times 12? Is it 1.25? 12 times 1.25 equals, yeah, 1.25 times 12 equals to the 15. 28, 1.25 equals 3.5. In order to bring numbers into a different parallel, okay, I need to use a system, right? They call it the metric system. They do it with the metric system. I do it by understanding, okay, the difference. 1.25, 5 times 5 times 5 is 1.25. After the 13th moon, there's 1.25 days left over. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. 51 is Mars. 52 is Earth. 512 is RAM or memory. 256 is 512. 15 or 1 in 5, 15, the letter O.
That's
And
fascinating, man. That you're figuring out a lot of these very intricate things. It's universal, so that it makes sense because that those numbers correlate. They completely work out. Yeah, that's interesting because I've never really done that kind of stuff. Like I I've kind of done like a numerology little like trial with like a few words, and they have like the Gematria like etymology thing online where you could search up a certain word and it pulls up like similar related words or things that correlate with that specific number system. Um, but I have a feeling. Okay, I'll tell. I'm gonna put this out there. I have a feeling that Saturn has a lot to do. You were saying like the hexagon and the so what when you're pointing to the Saturn system. Now I don't know how you summed up and came up with all those figures of the Saturn, cube with the numbers there, but I have a feeling that it has big significance. Am I
I'm,
correct?
I'm gonna I'm gonna show you exactly what it is. But before I show you, I just want to show you something else. Is that you remember how we got to these numbers here?
Yeah, yeah. You added the bottoms.
Okay, right. So pick any single one of these. Show me any one. Which one do you want?
86.
Okay, this is the eighth position. 8. Okay, 8 plus 17. 1 and 7 is 8. 25. The next one, add 9 to 17 is 26. 26, 2 and 6 is 8. 26 is going to be the letter Z. 17 is going to be Q. 26 and 17 is 43 plus 8 is 51. After that, the next one after 8, I got 17, 26. I have 34. So now I take 34 plus 26 is 60 plus 17 is 77. No, there's something. Hold on a second. How did I? 8, 17, 26, 30. Oh, 35. Sorry. 35. Right. Okay. So it was these numbers 25, 51, 86. So now we got 86. So it's the same thing. It's very simple. I just put it up on the fourth level. The fourth level where it mirrors the third level. That's why I do it. If I only move up 3 levels, I only show you 1/3 opposition of the cube. Because what it is about the cube, okay, and why I believe why you see the 9 numbers, you don't need to see these 9 numbers, but then you won't be able to work on the upper echelon because there's also mathematical equations and artwork that go with 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 above, 1, 2, 3, 4 below, 10 and 5. You have 25, it's all over. That's all you get. So when you start crossing your star, right, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll be 1 across from 1 over here. You'll be 3 across from 3 over here. You'll be 4 across over here. It'll be 4, 5, 4. This one's going to actually tell me about the sun system, only the female system with inside this one over here. Actually, the both of them together, but this crossing, not sure if you picked up on that one. I think I went a little quick.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, there's no stopping. It doesn't matter what it is. Just throw anything at me. It doesn't matter. If you say yes, I'm going to work on the word yes. If you just say Y, I'll work on the letter Y. If you say smile, I'll write down smile because there's a story in every word. There's a story in every letter. So let's finish this Saturn square off. And don't fall asleep on me yet. So what happens for Saturn square? What happens is the first position, right? Okay, moves into the 8th position. The second position, see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But these numbers move. Position 1 goes into position 8. Position 2 goes into position 3. Position
Why?
position 3 goes into position 4. Position
Why?
5, what's that?
Why?
What's why?
Why does it do that?
Oh, because it's Saturn. Do I have my phone here? Hello, phone. Come to me, phone. Where's my phone?
Isn't it in front of you? I'm talking to you right here.
No, that's the iPad. Okay, here. Um, I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm just going to get some water. Saturn square. Saturn square.
Sorry, I truly apologize. I'm not really the most bright when it comes to math. I'll be the hard bit.
Well, this is nothing to do about math at all. Nothing to do about math. It's mostly a lot of equations that I created. It's all basic math once you know the system. I got out of school, okay, with about 30 at 110%. And I'm saying this a little bit as a joke because half is 50. But when you're working at half time for the half life that we are, right? We run to 60 seconds on the clock. We run 60% of that clock only. So because of that, half of 60 is 30. I'm 110% above 30, which is 33, makes us all Freemasons. Inside the word Mason, okay, it actually starts off with the soul of Mars. The AM and the AME combination, when the AME combination comes in French, they say it's âme, which means soul. Therefore, when you say am, like in the AM, the only reason the E is there is because you now connected the E World Connect. You connected part of the 10 star system inside of this, crossing over 5, which is the E. So the the AM, and the AME, which is when you come into this world and you enter into the two moons, you collect the letter R. In collection of the letter R, instead of AM, you become the RAM, connected up to the two system connect, to the spiraling of the ram horn right in your ear. Do you see the ram horn in your ear? It's right
Okay,
here.
so does that two system does it have any other metaphysical significance? I know it relates. Okay, you're saying to the ears or the horns. Um, would that just represent the duality? Like, can it be like just the Tao? Is that what it basically is?
Okay, I I don't know, understand that that verbality. Can I say it that way? When you say you're stupid or you don't know math, well, I don't know English. I can tell you that we're connected through the air we breathe. You cannot see when you see the mist in the sky. Call that the energy. We're living in the energy. We're living in the energy. We are in it, like you're in a swimming pool. You are in it. The minute we are born, we are birthed in the oceans of our mother. And once we come out into that 10th month, and like I said, number 29 is Waterworks. Electric Company and Waterworks is number 29 and number 13 in Monopoly. 13 and 29, that 13 connects to the moon and the numerics to the moon. 13, 31, and 13 equals 57, moon birth 57. Then when I go the other way, 31, 13, 31, it equals to 75. 75 is electric. The Gateway Connect electric is 87, and company equals to 87. Because when you have company, you have somebody coming over. So who's coming over? Do you follow what I'm saying? The river, the flow, the currency. I'm just going to show you Saturn square. See, instead of the one being in this position, it's here.
So that so there's an actual is that would that be like a What do they call it? An enneagram?
Yeah, I think that's what they call it. I think that's what they call it. But does anybody do it like this? Check it out. Right? When we replace the numbers, I'm going to show you it again. Right? When I replace the numbers,
Yeah.
okay, you see the number 9 is here 90. The number 1 is 58. The number 4, right? This one is done backwards compared to mine. But anyways, all these numbers, 86 is over here instead of over here. 78 is here
So
instead of here. You see
did
that?
you did you just grab that from online and just plug it in,
Yeah,
or is there
yeah.
a mathematical formula that goes with that?
No, I just plugged it in.
So then, if you plugged it in, then what's the significance of the enneagram then? That it has to have some. I mean, how did they get that then? How
Okay,
do
hold
you
on
how
a
do you
second. What do you mean by how did they get? Just let me. What is? I have to look up the actual understanding. Anagram. An anagram is a word or phrase form rearranged. Right. So they made an anagram. They rearranged it.
Yeah, and that's what I want to know. Okay, so you found the formula, you plugged it in, and you put those existing numbers into the Saturn formula. But what I want to know is how did they get that formula?
Okay, I have to. I'm gonna look at it again. I came up with it once, so I'm gonna just take another look for a second. First of all, I'm gonna tell you what happened. It was a complete shift. Okay, I need to be able to have two visions of it. So let me look at this. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Saturn square. I don't remember if I figured it out. Okay, number one, okay, here's the crazy thing of what actually happens with it is that imagine, you see, because we see things as solids, but everything actually can move with inside of each other. 2, 4, 6, 8, okay, moves with inside 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. It's like a chain. Okay, I'm not sure how to explain that. Um,
I'm following. Yeah, I'm following you.
Okay, so it's like you live on this side of the street, I live on that side of the street. If you see my two hands like this, and I turn, you might think my two hands are touching, but my two hands are still like this.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? So what happens with this, and I have a piece of art for this, right? I'm going to show you a few things that they did. Okay, if you noticed, okay, this can possibly be but is not, okay, is there can be a double square or two rings. And when there's two rings, what happens is one of the rings or this entire cube shifts this way. Do you see what happens when when the cube shifts?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me what's happening, please.
Um. Okay, so you get three on the top, three in the middle, and three on the bottom.
You get you get all the corners are 1, 3, 7, and 9. With Saturn square, 1, 3, 7, and 9 are all on the inside. So the cube goes like this, it turns like this, shoving all the odd numbers in the center. By the cube standing this way, right? Right? Those numbers, this cube is now sitting in the two position. Let me show you. I think I have a little piece of art I can show you. Let me show you. Uh, so look what happens. Okay, you take this cube and I turn it. And look at that. You see the corner is in 2. The other corner is in 6. The other corner, hold on a second, is in 4. I'll draw it out here. When I turn the cube, this is what happens. I end up with the baseball setup, right?
Right.
So
Daima,
when I
yeah.
turn it, all these odd numbers that are in the corner, they're now in the center. So there's a possibility that either A, okay, they were actually switched around like this, or the cube did turn, putting them into 2468 and keeping its value, which can tell me the reason why the Earth is tilted.
Oh, I see. So, but then there's what that would have to be a geometry equation then at that point, or how do you? I
I
mean, how
think
does
they're
that
all
work?
geometry equations, but they all have to work out perfectly. And if there's something missing, is because it's rocking, it's a sine wave, there's a beat to it. So if there's something missing, just make it perfect. It just means there's a beat to it. That's all it means. And one of the beats can be one, it can be two, it can be by the thirds, because the base creation by the thirds, when you work with 7, 4, and 1, when I divide any of these by 3, I'll get 0, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3. Divided by 3, I'll get 0, 6, 6, 6, 1, 6, 6, 6, 2, 6, 6, 6. Right? So in order to make any of this perfect, right? Let's say it's the 1666. I'm going to add a 9 to that one. Our star system is 10. This is something new you might not have learned, okay? Is our star system of 10. So when I'm doing certain, if I want to align some of the numbers, I'm just going to show you, like, let's say 2.666, right?
Well, I've okay, okay, I'm following. Yeah.
I'm 10, 10, 10, 10. My star system is 10. It needs to have a heart to it. By giving it a heart, I used a protractor. I went all the way around to equate a perfect circle. So my thinking in my head, okay, is I can do this over here, take my protractor around, go all the way around, and now I have the separation. This is my 10, my 2 and 8 10. Okay. So that I'm not sure if it's going to tell me to cut things up into 4 areas, if it's going to make 8 parts of 2. I don't know what it's going to do yet. But this equation over here is also going to tell me a story. And once I get to the 4th one over here, there is no going any further because your base creation is 3. So after that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So the three is null because that I mean, well, not null, but it's you're working with 1, 0, 1, and 2, which I don't know that.
Well, what
that
it is the minute you mirror, what you're going to mirror is you're going to mirror this, your creation, and it's going to flip to this side. It's going to be 4. 3 and 4 work together. There's only one number between 3 and 4. Minus the one number from 4, it's 3. Add the one number to 3, it's 4. They share, they meet in the E worlds. The third planet is Earth. The fourth planet is Mars. Do you remember I told you we're going to come to the 7th gate?
Yeah.
Well, when you meet the two dice together, 6 and 8, half of 6 and 8 is 4 and 3, meeting at the 7th gate in the E world. This is what
How
they
do you?
are.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So what's the seventh gate? I mean, you just explained it, but what is the meaning behind that?
I don't know. Like I said, the 7th gate in this element over here, this element here is 13 completely across, or 13 by 13. There's 169 area spaces. If I take away this one area space, or I count it as one, there's 168 that go around this one area. It's 6 over to this one and 1. It's 6 over to this one and 1. All of everything is 6 away from this one here. 616. Why don't we say it's a touchdown? We're going to kick an extra point. We're also going to use it as the 6 days of coming to the planet and then the 1 day of rest. We're also going to use this as 168 that go around this. You know what 168 is, right? 168 hours in a week.
I see. Okay. Is that okay? All right. All right.
And that
Mhm.
number 84 we spoke about before, there's so much information. If I can just create a program, or somebody can come along and say, hey, yeah, we'll create an Excel program, I can put the Bible right in it. And I don't have to be the only one doing this, because like I said, the rules and regulations come from the rules and regulations. There's going to be a football game tomorrow, and I know there's going to be 4 downs. I know there's 11 players on the field, but I know it's going to be 1 plus 10, because the other one is going to be the quarterback. He's not like the rest of the players. And in fact, with the 11 players, you're going to have one guy kicking the ball back to the quarterback. So 2 guys are out of the game right away. One guy protecting the quarterback ready to go. So that's your 2 and 9 setup right there. Your 12th man in the field, okay, is all around the field. That all around the fields is the same reason for the extra zodiac signs. Because we're not only being helped inside the house we live, but the house inside we live needs the reception and support centers in order to contact with inside the house we are under full control. When you say the word monkey in French, it's singe. And if you take my signature, it's the same etymology. They also call it the griff, right? Which is like the griff of the tiger. So you now have the tiger and the monkey coming together, which is ironic, because in Chinese astrology, it's the 3rd and the 9th, they're enemy signs. And the invert to what is the 3rd sign, okay, is going to be the 10th sign. The rooster and the tiger come together. They're both going to be 310. It's going to represent Jesus Christ. It's going to also represent, did you know that, just give me a second, in the fact that it's going to represent 103, 10 for J and 3. So that'll be JC for Jesus Christ. And when you get 10, you connect the star. 1, 2, 3, 4, which will create the star connect. 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6. That's your 10 star. And what happens when you put the 5 on top of it, that makes 15. Did you know that a tractor trailer truck, the big right, sounds like a duck? That's the duck calling. The duck looks like the Q letter, like for the queen. It also represents number 22. 22 represents ape, monkey, and life. It also represents the ox and the Taurus. As well, the reverse of it, it's going to talk about the dog and Aquarius. But anyways, let's keep that out of it for now. The 18-wheeler has 10 wheels in the front, 8 in the back. The numeric value for the heavens, the birth in the heavens son of Ra, okay? And Ra is a mouse, right? Is a rat in the first zodiac sign. First zodiac sign sits right under the ram and the rat, sit in the same position as our birth, as our 9 birth, under the chuppah, the divided pinion. And that's why they have the pinion of Ben, because they closed off the top.
Wait, but when you're relating the rat to Ra and that being the ram, but does that have any connection with the rat in the Eastern astrology symbol as well?
Well, that's why I'm relating it to it. The
Okay.
the the Chinese astrology picks it as the first sign. I pick number 1 as being the ace. I take the ace as understanding that when I designed the ace,
Sorry, I should be recording this whole thing, but
I'm going to put it
maybe
back up. I can send it to you, or
yeah,
with
I actually have a thing I want to show you too. Okay.
the ace can be split. When this ace is split, okay, it's split like that. You have a left ace, you have a right ace. Now the ace looks like a pyramid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful symbolism. That I've always embodied that symbolism.
The
There's
cross
a band.
between
There's a band that has that symbolism. They're called the Amenta.
Amenta, ENT entity, ENT Amenta, Amenta. It's a men, it's not a man, it's an A, it's not an E. One of the things we do with our alphabet, And we have misrepresentation or misunderstanding because we misunderstand because we can't understand if we don't understand why we're doing or why we're not doing something. Meaning that when you say foot, I don't say foots, I say feet. So why did I change the O for the E? I say five and now I say fifth. Why, when I get the 14, everything is okay. When I get the 15, it's not 15.
That's what I've always wondered. When you get to past 12, then it changes to 13. Then it just changes to the 13th, 14, 15.
Area space, teen is equal to 44. Only number 8 does not write it the same way. 8 is different from all the other numbers. And when you get to 17, it splits again. The French, because I can speak French and understand French, in French, we split the teen house a second time. 17, 18, and 19. You ever hear stand on 17?
No.
Well, in blackjack, they stand on 17. It's the game of 21, where ace equals to 11, and all the picture cards are valued at 10.
Right. Okay.
And what's ironic is that in French, 17, 18, and 19 is said 10. We 10, 17, 10, 18, and 10, 19 in French, right, is said that way. They say 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. When they get to 77, they go 60 and 10 and 7, 60 and 10 and 8, 60, but they go 60, 10 and 7, 60, 10 and 8, and then they go 60, 10 and 9. So that when they change everything over to that 10 value in blackjack, they're also doing this in the French language. Then they do it again at 90. At 90, they go 4 times 20 plus 17, 4 times 20 plus 18, 4 times 20 plus 19. But they don't do it in the 80s. And 80 is very special because when you write 80, unlike 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, and 20, you add on the TY. The TY equals to 45. It's a passageway in the hex. It's a communication pass into the soul, if you want to look at it, into the house, right? And we also have a house ourselves. Where was I? Boy, I just lost myself for a second.
Wait, so the Menta is similar to Amenti, which is the halls of Amenti, which is the sacred halls that are like philosophical or metaphysical that relate to the passageway, like kind of like the Akashic records, except
Okay,
that's
okay.
Egyptian. The halls of Amenti.
So you started off that name like AME, right?
Yeah, AMENTI.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So
But
right away
also,
it says the word 10 inside of it. It says the soul inside of it from both worlds. It says the male and female soul within the name because it starts with A and M. And A is the first letter being in the first position. M is the 13th letter being in position number 2. The first 2 positions are what makes everything. AME together, right? Irrelevant that it's going to say me, is that it says âme, and in French that is soul. The T, the IT, when the IT comes together, right, that is your birth in the house of Bate in the 4 houses of Venus. Because when you say 80 in French, you say 4 20s. An association of 20 is when the E world, when you crisscross this star over here, right? Like I mentioned before, right? Well, guess what? There's 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides, there's 6 sides. So whatever I do on 1 side here is 6 sides over here.
yeah, yeah, okay.
So, and there's other math that goes along, but I'm just showing you the basics of how that works. And to note that the word Christmas is 77 and 33, right? So it's going to equal to number 53. I think we spoke about this earlier, which is going to represent basically, I like to say, halftime. Okay, and that halftime is going to be It works out the connecting to the electric moon. Anyways, let's not get into that. I wanted to show something that was easy. So that was this A. Now the A splits, and remember we work with Earth and Mars. Okay, with Earth, and we work with Earth and Mars, right? So working with Earth and Mars, Earth would have its moon over here, and then Mars would have one moon over here or over here, and the other moon over here. We go to sleep at night, right? Like I mentioned earlier, right? We go to sleep and we connect. I'm not sure which book it's in. Here, we go to sleep at night and we plug in to both worlds because we're lying down, the feet and the head. The waist, the sex area goes over here and goes to that lunar moon, and it works through our hips right over here, right? When you see the R and R, when you create that and put your capstone here, you'll have the other R, just block off this R. You see the R over here at the bottom?
Yes.
And then when you turn it upside down this way, okay, when I wipe out this over here, you have the R the other way as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to look at this part, right? It has to start at the bottom here. And when you work this up, I'm not sure if this is where my P comes in or P is part of R. I didn't look into that. I'm not sure what to do with that yet. I got
I
to
know
do a
there's
lot.
the P was a symbol used in with Christ. Where remember the Romans used that P. I forgot what it stands for, but they had a symbol. It was like a star, and then the top line was at the top was a P.
So P in this world, right, that we know is for parking. Parking is in park is ARK, which is like ourselves, the ark. It also is a description that in order to create your first 16, you cannot create a 16 with a 10 and a 6. You have to create it with a 9 and a 7. So in Hebrew, you would be going Tet Vav, a very powerful letter, Tet Vav. In English, you will go 9 and 7. 9 and 7 are not like the other numbers. First of all, like I just said, when you count in the 70s and the 90s, you're going to say 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9 in the 7s and the 9s, in the 70s and the 90s. Also, at the same time, when you go to your telephone, the 7 and the 9 are going to have 4 letters. So it's different than and the 8 is not. The 8 only has 3 letters, and the 8 does not work. Although the 8 is between the 7 and 9, it's the sun system, the moon and the sun from this world, that connects to your outside moons of Mars, right? It's a shared sun. We're moving in and out of an area, right? Look at the wall that's up here. The N and N has a dividing wall through that N, right? And we're moving. You see this N? It's going to swing all the way around through all the zodiac signs. And we're always going to be under this area over here. I'm going to have to make more artwork in order to expand to understand it a little bit more. This is the 14th letter. So we just worked with, what number did I say? P, right? Also, what is freaking special about P, if we look at it this way, right? It's your creation of the heavens, okay? This one and this one. Why I say that is because around 1 is 8, and the void over here is 3. 3 and 8, it tells me this story, okay? First of all, it's going to explain to me that, just one second, your 3, your ABC, right? Your ABC, and 8, how am I going to explain this? I'll do it another way. The cube in voided space, okay, is 33 voided spaces. 1 times 1 and 1 plus 1 is 1 and 2 equaling to 3. I'm going to write that out. The number 11 happens on 3 sides of the dice. 3 times 11 equals to 33. 3 plus 11 equals to 14. The total is 47. You want to see what word fits in with it?
Yes. 11. Oh,
Beast time.
beast time.
If you minus it, you hit number 19. right? So another thing, yeah, I didn't mention, I'm just going to put the P as 16. The reverse of the P is 11. The P16, it's going to be 1, and it's going to be 6. Hold on a second. I'm going to do this. I need a 9 inside of this, and I'm going to need a 7. I'm going to show you the equation, how it comes to be. I'm not going to explain to you what the result is completely, right? So what we had here is we have our 11. You remember the opposite sides of this entire cube to the void is 11. So when I have just 2 of them on a pole, I have 11. If I have 2 of them over here, I have 11. If I have just these 2 over here, I have 11. Now there's 2 opposites on the ring. That's going to be 22. I'm going to have 11 to the pole and 22 around the ring. So therefore my equation will be 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will equal to 1 and 2 equals to 3. The other one, where there's 22, right? It's going to be 2 times 2, 4. 2 plus 2 equals to 4. It's going to total to 8. So 1 or 11 and 22 is going to be 11 to the pole, 20 to the ring, master number 33, going to create 3 and 8. 3 and 8 is for the club, meaning Trinity. 83 is going to be for monkey. And do you know what the monkey represents? Reverse
What?
P is, what's that?
No, I don't. What is what?
In games and through the Asian market of gambling, they like to call for the monkey to get a win. When you play blackjack, right? The minute the dealer has a 12, everybody's screaming for monkeys. The monkey represents a 10 or a picture card. So right away I know that because of just like etymology in the words or whatever it is, right? I know right away, okay, that the monkey for me is going to represent a 10. Also because monkey is number 83, 8 and 3, 11 inside the house of Bates. I know in order to create 3, I automatically need creation. I need 1 and 2 to come together. 3 is the minimum, right? The minimum that comes together, it occupies the entire side of 1, 2 is the 3. It's the result of what 1 and 2 is on that side of the dice, right? 1, 2, 3, then you have to flip the dice over. When you move between 1 and 2, right? It's all basic. When you move between 1 and 2, I move 90 degrees. You move 9, the letter I. When I get to number 3, I move this way. 90 degrees, I got 3. That's another I. I went I and I in the move, 9 and 9. But when I want to get to the 4, I got to do 9, 9, 180 degree spin because 3 is opposite 4.
Yeah.
Pretty
Wow.
kooky,
Okay.
eh?
It is. It's
But it's very layman. It's just very layman. So this is what I wanted to show is that you have your P16, 1 and 6 is 7. 1 equals to 34. 3 and 4 is 7. 6 equals to 52. 5 and 2 is 7. P is going to create what everything else in between is. But because in Hebrew and in English, right, we only can go 9 and 7 to equal to this because when I begin to use 10, right, I need to begin to use 10. Just give me a second. Let me see when I begin to use 10. I want to see, I just lost something in my head for a second. 9, yes, because of what the French do, because the French separate 16 and 17, I now separate it and I won't use 10 because the French start to use 10 when they get to 17, 18, 19. Therefore, I will only use 9. I will go 9 and 7 equals to 16.
Wait, I don't get what you mean. You're gonna have to give me some explanation. What does what do you mean the French give you 10 after 1 and 6 and 1 and 7? Like what do you mean? Like don't they use the same calculator as us, the nines?
What I'm trying to say is when the French write and talk about numbers in French, their expression of the number 16 is mentioned as size. It's one simple word, it's one number. When they say 17, okay, when they say 17, they're going to say the word 10 first and 7. They're going to tell you two numbers with it.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. In Armenian, it's that way too, except it doesn't start with 16 or 17. Every 10 or 20, they say the full 10 or 20. They say 21, 22, 23, 24, 31. I guess English is like that too, but actually English is 11, 12. In Armenian, it's 10, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3, 10, 4, 10, 5. That's how Armenian is. So you're saying French doesn't have that for the first five numbers of the tens?
No, they don't have that. No.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's interesting.
And once you get the 4, everything after 4, right? The minute you mirror at 4, right? You haven't received the gold, silver, or bronze. Fourth place, okay, in sports, okay, fourth place is part of the bronze. You do know that, right? Although in the Olympics you get gold, you get silver, you get bronze. When it comes to certain sports, there are two bronze teams in which I'm not sure if it's dictated that way, okay, because they use other terminology. When let's say, you know anything about hockey?
I've been to a few hockey games,
Okay,
but I don't
baseball. You know any of these sports rules when it comes to the finals?
No, sorry.
Quarterfinals. Have you ever heard of the quarterfinals?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the quarterfinals, okay, or in the semifinals, there are 4 teams left.
Okay.
These two teams play and these two teams play.
Hmm.
Only one will come out a winner. They play for the silver and the gold. So what happens to these other two? What do they get? Do they both get a bronze? The gold team will have beaten a silver team and the gold team beat a silver and a bronze, where the silver team lost to a gold and beat a bronze as well. They both beat a bronze. Does because this team became the gold that this bronze becomes the runner up? They're equal in the same. So that's what I'm trying to say in this is that there's a gold and a silver. Both the gold and the silver make it right to the finals.
All right, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just use the rules. Those are the rules. That's all. I just put that into the numbers. That's all.
So
I
so there are bronze for third and fourth place, right? In
Well,
different
I
sports.
don't know. I don't know if there's bronze for third and fourth place. I know in the Olympics, and when it comes to fourth, there's nothing. But what happens in fourth, because 4 is the first time it connects to 3 when it mirrors, right? Nothing really. 4 actually begins to replicate itself in 5 and in 6. You see the 4 corners? And you see
Yeah.
the 4 corners. So we
Yep.
don't need 1. We don't need 2. We do need 3. We do need 5. We do need 6. There's 365 days a year because the 4
Okay.
replicates itself. And the 5 is
Interesting.
not like, what's that?
Interesting, I'm saying. That's well, but then what about the whole thing with 364 days and 1 day of rest?
So what they say is there's 364 days to 13 moons. There's 1.25 days left over, or 5 times 5 times 5, which is the star system crossing through the E world, through this here, right? The hexagon cross. But what I see and right, what I understand is there's 365.47 days. You remember I told you the 22 on the void? Over here, I add on the 22%, the void area, meaning this side and this side have 11 empty spots. This side and this side have 11 empty spots, around this cube are going to be, okay, I'm going to do it easier. Every side, and there's 4, is a face. Call every face 9. 9 on this face, 9 on this face, 9 on this face, 9 on this face. It's 36. You're going to see 14 dots.
Yeah.
So
Which
then you don't see 22. That 22 I put on top of the 365.25 days, and I just put it under 365.47. 25 is going to represent Jack or a hookup or Earth. Okay. And the 22 is going to represent Taurus. For me, why? I'm going to tell you. 22, the 22nd letter is V. V in French is life. To spell it, it's VIE, bringing the I into the E world. Bringing the E or the I into the E world, meaning all the 9 numbers, the 9th letter is I. The addition of all these numbers equals to 45. The addition equals to 45. When I take 45 and I divide it by 9, it equals to 5. When I pick up these 2 cubes and I look at 9, I invert it, it becomes 5. If I take these 2 cubes and I put the 9, I invert it, it becomes 5. If you notice, this is 2 and 3 BC to what is 6 and 3 AD. A, B, C, D, after the death, before the Christ, the birth into the house, the center, the communication, the communication center, analog, digital, moving the numbers between analog and digital, the metric system. The 1 and 4 is going to represent in artwork, okay, a passage through this. I'm going to show you Saturn square in a minute. Tell me when you're tired, but I'm going to show you this. Let me see if I can lock this in. This here. Let me see if
I
I
saw
can
that
turn
earlier
this.
today.
What's that?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that earlier today, I said.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I showed you then the, hold on a second, I want to see which one. I shouldn't hold it upside down. Let me put it the other way. Yeah, see this over here? There's an X. This area over here is where 1 and 4 shows up. After the death, inside the Y, before the Christ, where the X is. Why? Because number 23 shows up over here, 2 and 3. Here, 1 and 4 shows up. X and Y equals 49, right? That is the heart of 36, 3 rows of 12. So you understand, I needed to connect up all my rows. I needed to repeat all my rows. And then this design shows me here how I can interlock each of these. When I interlock them, I create what looks like the hexagon. It takes 3 hexagons, 8, 8, and 8. And you notice inside the hexagon, right? Sorry, inside the octagon, 3 octagons, and inside of it is going to be the hexagon connect inside of each one of these. And I need to make a certain number of them. And if you notice, you're going to see a ring area. See the way there's a ring here and there's a ring here? The reason for that is 8, 11, 10, 13, right? 8, 11, 10, 13 is going to be reflected, right? Only to show the difference, right? But we can be working with the average. Over here, it's going to be 26, 29, 28, and 31. This is where we pass through the moon over here, right? It's got all the numeric values that touch off on the moon. You can see the turtle back, right? Almost like the turtle backs. So this is how you have all these connections over here.
So what is the relationship of 21 to the moon though?
Let me try and figure that out. Yes. So 4 times 21 equals to 84, which is these 4 cubes. What that does, remember I mentioned 4 and 3 and the way they work together? So 3 times 28 equals to 84, and 4 times 21 equals to 84. It takes 4 cubes in 3 time periods of 28 days to equate to be able to do something with this cube, possibly turn the cube in that. It happens every 3 months, every 84 days. I know it's going to be connecting to the moon because one of my I have met a few equations where there's 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 equals to 7 and 12. 7 times 12 is 84. And 7 and 12 is 19. The 19 by 3 is 57. It's going to equate to the numeric value of the moon and the 1, which is the moon that splits within the sun. So there's a cycle that runs with the sun of 3 months with the moon. Did you follow that? Should I repeat that? And not only that, that at 1 week after 84 days, right, is the 91st day, talking about one last movement of 7, one last movement of the pole, brings you to April 1st. April 1st in numbers is a day of communication. It's also a day of communication on Earth because number 14, okay, shows up where the Y is created in the last piece of art. I'm not sure if it's in here somewhere. Anyways, it shows up over here, but so why I say it's communication, because when you go for CB codes, right? You know CB codes? Well, CB codes, the 10 code. Remember I said about the 10 code? I'm trying to remember where I was right now. I'm getting a little tired. Oh, and it's 119, the 79th minute. Just give me a second. Let me. What's that?
No, I'm a little taken
Yeah,
aback.
I'm a little bedazzled right now, so maybe we're going to end it. But I did want to show one thing that was easy, very easy, because we were talking about this already. It was I wanted to just finish with this last one. You remember we spoke about the levels, how we show the 10 levels. It took 10 of these to repeat the 2. It took 10 of these to repeat the 4. So in the 5, 3, 6, 9, and the 10th one, 5 plus 0 repeats. But what happens in this one, right? It looks like this. 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4, 9, and then 5. All these things about moving numbers over, okay, can shift all the numbers. One will shift all the numbers on this face. At the same time, it'll shift all the numbers on all the other equations. Anything you look online, Venus squared, this square, that square, I'm going to find something in it. Okay, and I'm going to use it to understand the alignment of numbers, right? But now I'm going to finish with one last piece. I think you're going to like this last piece, right? This last piece, what we're going to do, okay?
And I have one last remaining question that I just want to ask you after you're done with that.
Here it is. When I shift all of Saturn's squares, when that Saturn square shifts all my numbers, this is what I have. 70 and 78 is 148 plus 74, 222. 70 and 90, 160 and 62, 222. I just want to show you first before I continue. 7, 9, 6, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 6, 7, 9, 8, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 6. I set all the numbers 1 through 9. Now I'll continue. 66 and 74 is 140, 142 and 80, 222. 78 and 82, 160 and 62, 222. 58 and 90, 148 and 74, 222. 70 and 86, 156 and 6, 162 and 60, 222. They're all 222. When you add up all the 222s, it equals to 1776. You tell me if it's perfect or not. It's a total of 888 and 888.
Okay. 1770. What is it all total to again?
1776. 888 and
Whoa.
888.
What? Are you kidding me? That's what is that? So what so what are you trying to say with that? Like I remember you brought it up earlier. You brought up 1776. What are you what
Don't forget, think about this. It happened on July 4th. July 4th, the 4 is a 13. 1 and 3 equals to 4.
Okay. What's the significance of 13 that you're saying 4, 1 and 3?
Well, the 13 is a numeric value that's going to fit into the numbers that fit into the moon, that fit into the electricity, electric moon, into our birth. It's going to fit into the word angel. It's also going to fit into the word 10. It's also going to fit into the word Saturn, number 39. Your 3 and 9 is your lowest you can go because you need 3 to create. It's your first 12. It's your lowest 12 you can go. After that, after 3 and 9, right? After 3 and 9, it becomes 4 and 8, and then it becomes 5 and 7, and then it becomes 6 and 6. Remember that magical 48? The angels pass through Pluto, then the moon become the gateway of the heavens. 3, 3, 3, 3, or 12, 12, 12, 12. Your 3 and 4 brings your heaven's birth. You remember 3 and 4 have to come together
Yeah.
before you come here. You come here as man. Man is number 13. You remember number 13? They have the bar mitzvah at the 13th year. You know what the 13 is? 13 times 13 is 169. It's the monopoly board where the seventh gate is in control. When you multiply 7 by 13, it equals to 91. When you add 1 all the way to 13 for the 13 cards in the deck, it equals to 91. 91 times 91 divided by 7 is going to equal to 13. You're going to have 28 days times 13 to equal to 364 days, in which it's going to be 91 times 4 of the 4 suits, because every suit, okay, when you add up 1 to 13, will equal to 91. So it's going to equate, the deck of cards is going to equate to every card and every suit is going to equate to the totality of the movement of the moon. And the Mayan grindstone, the way the Mayans work, their Mayan grindstone, they work with 7 and 13. 13, 1 and 3 equals to 4. You remember I spoke 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days. The 7 is going to represent the earth, the 31 days, going to be representing man.
Yeah.
Again, you're number 19 or 91. So that's the lowdown. You know what I'm saying? It's just everything connects. Do you
So
live in America?
yeah, I'm in here in Los Angeles, California.
Okay, so you know about 1776.
Of course I do. That's Declaration of Independence.
So do you know about the 23rd president?
No, I don't.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Just number 23. You ever hear about number 23?
Yeah, there's a mystified 23. In fact, my birthday is December 23.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
number 23 and number 24 are inverted to the alphabet, is what is D and C, and that's exactly where the conversion is. The conversion is here, and the reflection of this conversion is this. 23 and 24, W and X. Everything begins here. Its reflection is here. Therefore, this is the reflection between 23 and 24. And at 23.5, right? 23.5 times 2 equals to 47. We're in the 47th presidency. The 23rd president, the 22nd president, and the 24th president, and the 45th president, and the 46th president, and the 47th president. Benjamin Harrison, Camilla Harris, 2828. The second letter, the eighth letter, the second letter, the eighth letter. This was 23, this was 46. Because these numbers don't look the same, this is exactly halfway in between. We just passed over the threshold at 23.5, which is the Earth tilt, BCE. BCE is your communication in the E world, and the 47th president, 47 is beast, it is time, 74 is energy, 74 is Jesus. God is number 7 and 4 without the O in the center. The O is part of that star. So this is how it connects here. The very big number 23. There's also one other big number that I really love before I end it, and it's right down here. This was fun when I did this tonight. When I have 1 pound, I have 16 ounces. When I have 27 pounds, I have the earth vibration, the house of bait. The 7th gate in the house of bait gives me 432 ounces. But check it out. The vibration that we're tuned into, 432, at 27 pounds. Look what happens when I go to 27.5 pounds. I hit 440. 440 is destroying. It's a halfway space. They've broken something up. And this is pound, so they broke it up in the pound. There's 6 face pounds to a cube. There's 6 sides to the cube. That means there's 6 faces. It means there's 6 foxes. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. I think it's late enough. Thank you very much. I didn't look very much at who was here. Winter solstice, the 21st, the 25th, Tungo back ladder. Yes. I'm being shadow banned on all this stuff because I see other people talking similar, but not even close to what I do. And I'd love to share my what I perceive to be my analytics of everything, and I'm just seem to be shunned out. I'm here for 20 years. I have 12,000 videos from when I began. I thought that it would be much easier for somebody to come and see me here than me to write a book and put it in the closet and wait 20 years. I'm sharing as I grow. Let's all grow together. So I'm going to say peace. It's going to be the end of the night. If somebody has any more questions, thank you for spending your precious time over here. Breathe that beautiful air that we had the chance to gain the great knowledge. The air we breathe is magical. Our heartbeats, we can think, all because of the air we breathe. Everybody's looking for the good Lord. We're breathing creation right here. It was made for us to breathe. The information center. It all begins with us. So everybody have a good night. Peace. So we're going to shut this down. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Thank you. I appreciate your optimistic and good footwork of you really put a lot of together and made sense. So I'm sorry I couldn't really follow up that well, but I'm glad you did so much. You just really enlightened me, man.
Just share, tell them where it comes from. Let's spread the news. Everybody has to know that the Lord, okay, that creator, that Christ energy is within us. I mean, if you listen to Phil Donahue, he'll tell you a whole bunch of things, although the gentleman has passed on, how he decorticated the Bible and stuff. And once we know altogether that we can, there's a lot of things we can fix in 30 days. The thing is, we have to prepare for those 30 days. All we have to do is not move for 30 days. In fact, if we ran it for a cycle, okay, which would be more than 30 days, would be 90 days, in which I didn't finish, but I'm not going to say it right now. Number 29, very, very important. It's the difference between life and no life. But if you're talking about no life, I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about life and no life. I'm actually, since I said it's because on the 29th day, okay, if the most important human being in this world today, without this human being in this world today, well, you need both of them, but the supporter, the woman that brought every single child, every single birth on this planet right now comes from what what is noted to be a woman. Nobody else, right? And on that 28th day, if she doesn't stop writing on the 28th day, we're going to use this terminology because if you don't stop writing, you're never going to put a period. And if you don't put a period, you don't get the menstrual cycle. And that we only know on the 29th day. And that becomes the 29th day is the beginning of life on February 29th. It begins the cycle of 1461 days, that leap year cycle. That one day is the birth. That changes that on the day of communication, which is the 91st day, becomes the 92nd day because now we've communicated 10-4 or 1 and 4 coming together. On that day, that'll complete one suit in the deck of cards instead of the suit in the deck of cards, 91, ending on April 1st. Communication, it now ends on the 31st day of the third month, 3-1-3, again coming together, connecting to the moon, other than 4 and 1, which is the opposite side. We've now communicated and we connected 10-4. I know we connected because the 10 and 4 in games, the odds they give it is you get 9 chips plus the 5 chips when you bet 5 chips, they pay you 9 chips. Your 9 and your 5, your E and your I equals to the 14, or the ring of coming into life. So where was I? So that is number 29. So April 1st, which is supposed to be the April Fool's Day, also the day of the fish, because the sperm, right, electric sperm meeting the egg is now going to connect, okay, the energy with the moon on that day, on the 91st day in the third month of your pregnancy, that connect the child with inside the womb. Now, you're going to have to look this up and see what happens on the 91st day, which is going to be the 13th week. Okay, it's going to be the 13th week, the first quarter of the year, and also the first quarter in the deck of cards of one suit. I'm just going to hold this up. This is basically what it looks like back at home. So I can just do this over here. We're like spliced into that world. You see the way this guy is just plugged up to the eye? We're all plugged up to something. Look at that. Look at that. 136, the 96th minute. Even time, if you're looking at 111 in time or 222. Anyways, I'm never going to stop. It never ends. It never ends. It never ends. Thank God I already took the dogs for a walk. I got to go to sleep. The night is young. Peace and love. We're done. I'll speak to you another time. For those of you who would like to help the channel, look in my bio. You'll see there's a link to my PayPal account. And in my 20th year, in April, it'll be 20 full years that I'm doing this. And my plan, I'm hoping everybody wakes up and knows that we are the JC of this world. And it's only us who can make all these corrections. Anyways, we're on a timeline, so it really doesn't matter. No matter how much we might see what might hurt, right? I know one thing, it's going, gone. It's on its way out. The actual time period, the actual basic time period right now is we have to add on another 225 years to this timeline that we're running. We started in the minus house, minus 225, 9 times 25. The reason I say that is because when I say the 225 angle, right, if I'm going to mention a 225 angle, let me mark this down before I go just because it's in my head. When we go the plus house, PP is 77. Let me put that down. And this one is PM is going to be, right. So number 44, you spoke about 44. Well, maybe you're right. It could be feminine because we're born in the minus, me, the halfway house. This is minus, M&M, 13 and 13, 1 and 3, 4 and 4. This one over here is a plus, put a P, P16, 1 and 6 is 7, minus 13, 1 and 3 is 4. Here's a plus house, PP, P and P, 16 and 16, right? Or 1 and 6 is 7, 1 and 6 is 7. Now when we reduce this, right, if you want to have a laugh, The house ends up, hold on a second. The house ends up looking like this. 5228. Living on the cross. 5228. The multiplication of all these numbers together will have one result, and it's going to be 8. The 225 area is right here, 225 degrees, 135 reverse. 135 will represent the divided sun. The 225 area is on the fine line, but when we go this way, it becomes 216. 216 over here will be the connection to the moon, and it's going to run all the way over here to 234, and that's going to be our vibration. You need an area space on the fine line to convert. There's going to be an 18 total that's going to fit over here. In order to make this reach the 90-degree angle, I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, and 6, 6, 6. I'm going to get to that 90-degree angle over here. And this is where we are. Anyways, that's it. No more. We're done. We're done. We're done. Let me see. Let me see. You know what we can do? Not much photography in this, right? But, there's not much. What I'm saying is just by a regular camera, right? Just taking a picture. When you take a picture with lights, with special lights, this is what my place looks like. Now, if
Wow,
you
man.
hold it, if you take a look, the arm here, an arm here, the face here, the little guy over here. Can you see the little guy or the little guy down here?
Yeah.
You see the skull face over here?
Yes.
So this is really my apartment. But what I
Wow.
did is I did a surround, a panogram, and then I mirrored it. I just added a little extra light, but I didn't do anything else. You can see the queen is in the center over here to both sides. Here's the two worlds. Here I am living on top of the operator, right? I have to live on top of something that operates from behind. So when you look at it in the bottom, you have that pig. You see the pig in the center?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. Looks pretty cool, eh?
It looks really amazing. Yeah, that's a unique visionary access of dimensions right there. That's
Yeah, but I didn't
you,
paint this. I told you I mirrored over my regular painted apartment.
I
So
see. Okay.
yeah, I didn't paint this like this. But when you get a vision, when they look at when they look at these paintings, they say, what was really going on in their head? Well, I have a camera. I can now see when I was painting the micro of it, we didn't see the macro of it. So now that we're able to get it into film, all of a sudden it's starting to show a lot of pictures, right? So maybe what the ancients painted in time is not exactly what they were painting, right? But because we look at it and we understand it, we're giving it a different perspective. But we never spoke to those people that were 3,000 years old. So we would never know, so yeah, there's, I think, yeah, that's,
Unique look at life, man. And thank you for your positive input and opening my eyes for sure. Thank you so much, man.
okay, we're going to end it now. I made that goalie mask. How we live inside the sponge, nothing will ever hurt us. Okay, that's it. Ciao. We're going to end it. Good night, everybody. Good night,
Good night.
everybody. We got to put this out there. Oh, hold on a second. I can't end it yet. There's 99 messages here I didn't say anything to. So I just have to see. Elamia, you're still up. Oh, wait. ABC. The sun dies once on the cross for the rest. Rest. Reset, right? Isn't that reset and rest? Winter solstice, live 84, 33. Whoop, I just jumped over a whole bunch of stuff. Whoop. Brandy is just joined. Brandy with a whole bunch of hearts. And okay, we're done. Thank you.